run your race. Put them in them. Girl, your body winning, winning, oh no. I wanna be the guy you winning, winning, oh no. Girl, your body winning, winning, oh no. I wanna be the guy you winning, winning, oh no. Yeah, yeah, you could lay it all on me, let it fall on me. I never lay your body down. You could lay it all on me, let it fall on me. I never do your body wrong. You could lay it all on me, let it fall on me. I never lay your body down. Anytime you want me, they call on me. Baby, I'ma come around. Come around. Stay around. Cause you're winning, 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 yeah. Sexy, where you get it from? She said from she mama. She from the West Indies, she not deal with the drama. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Bumper so big, my gosh, bring it back like karma. You could lay it all on me, yeah, baby. Girl, your body winning, winning, oh no. I wanna be the guy you winning, winning, oh no. Girl, your body winning, winning, oh no. I wanna be the guy you winning, winning, oh no. Yeah, yeah. You could lay it all on me, let it fall on me. I never lay your body down. You could lay it all on me, let it fall on me. I never do your body wrong. You could lay it all on me, let it fall on me. I never lay your body down. Anytime you want me, they call on me. Baby, I'ma come around. Follow me, follow me. Follow me, follow me. Follow me, follow me.
Yeah, motivated, I'm focused. Came a long way from the lowest. Yeah, gotta get it, the mindset, gotta put it in motion. This is the moment, gotta one up my opponent. Back then they ain't noticed me, now they know it's me, I'm the chosen. It's my time, yeah, I put that on Bible. No excuses, gotta get to the final. Take all of my idols and turn them to rivals. It's all or nothing, man, the trophy is vital. Game time, bet I'm coming in clutch. No hang time, man, they can't keep up. The game's on the line, seconds on the time. Who can't fight? It's gotta be us.
Better under pressure, go ahead and let it fall on me. I'm destined for it all, you better call on me. They say what doesn't kill you make you stronger. All that pain, it done made me to a monster. They say what doesn't kill you make you stronger. All that pain, it done made me to a monster.
Yeah, whole lot of times they doubted I wouldn't be who I am without it. Sleepless nights, I counted. It all paid off, it's really astounding. I had to keep the faith to elevate. Hope for better days, they were coming. Now we can celebrate, knowing every day is abundant. Yeah, it's my time, yeah, I put that on Bible. No excuses, gotta get to the final. Take all of my idols and turn them to rivals. It's all or nothing, man, the trophy is vital. Game time, bet I'm coming in clutch. No hang time, man, they can't keep up. The game's on the line, seconds on the time. Who can't fight? It's gotta be us.
Better under pressure, go ahead and let it fall on me. I'm destined for it all, you better call on me. They say what doesn't kill you make you stronger. All that pain, it done made me to a monster. They say what doesn't kill you make you stronger. All that pain, it done made me to a monster. To a monster.
Why don't we take a trip, quick flight overseas. Somewhere you ain't never been and slide on something. It's got me wondering, why don't we take a trip to the 513? Take a shot at the liquor and slide on something. And it's got me wondering, why don't we quick trip to Miami and back, ayy. Down a party, let me know where it's at, ayy. Drop top off the coupe in the fast lane. Pull up to the club, pull up with, tell them valet. Off the tequila, we mixin' a drink up. Hit up your friends, we all get to link up. Only do sins, we all getting teed up. Back of the bands, we in the seat up. 5 ways on a B&B. Turn it off, leave the phones on a D&D. Good view with the scenery. And we all for the grid. Lost in it, why don't we take a trip, quick flight overseas? Somewhere you ain't never been and slide on something. It's got me wondering, why don't we take a trip to the 513? Take a shot at the liquor and slide on something. And it's got me wondering, why don't we slide on something? Why don't we? It's got me wondering, why don't we? If I throw it at you, would you quarterback back? One too many, I'm a quarter past that. Got one roll, then you better pass that. 2 throwed, I'm teed up, I mean it, that's fast. Why don't we get up out of here? Got your eyes on me, and let them interfere. Put it right on me. Go ahead, shout. Put your tide on me while I ride the wave. I'm wide awake. You know we gotta live in the moment, no time to waste. I know you wanna work to live and live to play. Forget that, live life, take a sip. Why don't we take a trip, quick flight overseas? Somewhere you ain't never been and slide on something. It's got me wondering, why don't we take a trip to the 513? Take a shot at the liquor and slide on something. And it's got me wondering, why don't we slide on something? Why don't we? It's got me wondering, why don't we slide on something? Why don't we? It's got me wondering, why don't we?
I've been putting in the mileage. I've been paying out of pocket. Yeah, been a while since I lost my shit. I'm cracking smile 'cause I'm on it. So wanna wait for love to change. As long as I'm ahead of yesterday. I'm cracking smile 'cause I'm on it. Yeah, took a lesson from the losses. Oh, I don't wanna be a product of my caution. Yeah. Oh, the moment isn't waiting for us. It's coming, it's ready. While back, thought I was defeated. Lost track of my sense of being. I turned back just to catch a feeling. The covered up wasn't what I needed. So I look ahead and focus on the mindset. Just to wonder where the time went. In a rut, but I'm on the climb. I know it's time. I'll crack a smile 'cause I'm on it. Yeah, took a lesson from the losses. Oh, I don't wanna be a product of my caution. Yeah, I'll crack a smile 'cause I'm on it.
dance, yeah. Shut it down. Roses are red, violets are blue, and so is the ocean too. You've been in my head, been in my bed, but my heart is far from you. I've been trying to swim to you, but it's deeper. My heart can't reach you deeper, but I just can't leave your side. I've been waiting some time for love, but I just can't seem to shake my bad luck off. Shake my bad luck off. Bad luck off. But I shake it off and go deeper. My heart can't reach you deeper, but I just can't leave it deeper. My heart can't reach you deeper, but I just can't leave. You say you done, I say I done, but we still make up in the morning. You say this isn't love, this isn't us, but tell me what do you call it? See, I've been taking bruises, taking burns, still I choose you with lessons learned. I've been taking bruises, taking burns, still I choose you. The tables turn on our side. I've been waiting some time for love, but I just can't seem to shake my bad luck off. Shake my bad luck off. Bad luck off. But I shake it off and go deeper. My heart can't reach you deeper, but I just can't leave it deeper. My heart can't reach you deeper, but I just can't leave your side. Just can't leave your side. Leave your side. Can't leave your side. Oh yeah.
Say don't want nothing, but you look better on me. You look better on me. Let me show you something, so you don't leave you lonely. You won't leave you lonely.
Tell me, baby, who better for you? Writing for a page, letters for you. She can't top all the things I do. Chasing your love, boy, I'm in pursuit. And time is of the essence. All the second guessing, asking too many questions. I'm just being honest, baby boy. I made you the exception. Kick it up a notch. Let me teach you this lesson. Rule number one, I ain't never number two. Let me take it higher. We can get a better view. We too deep in it just to let it be. I'm just saying, stop playing. You look better on me.
Don't want nothing, but you look better on me. You look better on me. Let me show you something, so you don't leave you lonely. You won't leave you lonely. What you say, babe? Let's run away.
Here we are, day 2 of our ESL Clash of Nations 2023 for the Southeast Asia qualifier. My name is Asurai. With me now is Daks, and we had ourselves a great time yesterday. We saw the 2 O's. Are we going to be seeing that now, especially that we have 2 Filipino teams actually not going against each other, but we'll be showcasing what they have. So I'm kind of excited for today as well.
I mean, it was incredible games from yesterday. We saw Boom Esports take that dub. We saw Fancy United get back into form, get that dub as well. And our 2 invited teams on that top part making their way to the upper bracket around number 2 themselves. But, of course, as you mentioned, 2 Filipino teams invited here to the Clash of Nations SA qualifier, facing off against our open qualifier teams in the different matchups. Honestly, for us, of course, we're very familiar with these two squads. We're very excited to see both NAOS and Oasis do battle versus Pandemonium, as well as DEWA United. And I wonder what we're going to get here. Will we get an upset this time by an open qualifier team? Will we see the invited teams move on yet again? We're going to find out tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, we did see, as you mentioned, a lot of these open qualifier teams are teams that actually didn't know too much about. Maybe the chat knows about this. They were hollering about Dominatus yesterday and so on and so forth. Of course, trying your best. Previous players from the Bleed roster, we saw Juicy and whatnot, but even though there was some promising plays, there are some promising players, it hasn't really resulted into wins when you think about, you know, teams like Boom Esports, Fancy United, who have been playing on that Ascension roster, who have such big history with VCT all in all from the past couple of years, and it really shows how big the gap is. Is today going to be different, or is it going to be the same? Because as you mentioned, we got NAOS, we got Oasis, and of course DEWA United showing off what they got.
Yeah, and I'm very excited to see DEWA United too, because this is one of the teams we see from time to time in the Indonesian scene actually perform well in the official circuit. But looking at our tournament format here, yet again, guys, quick little reminder, we had the open qualifiers already for both the Thailand and the SA side. You can see the 4 teams that have qualified from the open qualifier still here in the closed qualifiers. And we're going to be ending things off all the way in Bangkok, Thailand. After these closed qualifiers, we'll get 2 teams from Thailand, 1 team from Southeast Asia, and 1 invited team, that is Talon Esports, to do battle in the main event.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind being in the online event or the offline main event as well. You know, going back to Bangkok, all good memories there. If I when we were there during Ascension, so lovely, lovely stuff. But you're absolutely right. And again, these guys, they're fighting for prizes as well, not just for the glory, not just for the experience during the off season, but of course for a lump sum of cash, ladies and gentlemen. And here we have it for the champion, 600,000 baht. That is equal to 16,000 US dollars for those who don't know the conversion. I got you guys. First runner up, 250,000 baht, which is 6,000 ish dollars, 100,000 baht for the second runner up, and 50,000 baht for the third one. I won't convert that anymore. So
you sound like a money changer, Asurai. Maybe I should go to you when I need to go abroad. I'll ask you, so how much can I get for this? But if you total it up, I'm gonna do you one better. If you total it up, it's 1 million bahts for our prize pool. You didn't see that one, didn't you?
No. Not at all.
What an honest answer. And let's not forget, if you make it to the main event, you are in the money. And of course, here in the off season, that experience, that prize pool, that cash flow, is going to be helping you out for the future. And I wonder who's going to be able to make it here from the SEA side, because we only have 1 slot up for grabs.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, it really does go down to the wire. And you're seeing right here on our bracket that yellow spot, the 1 slot that we do have. And again, there are so many teams trying to fight for it. 8 at the moment, as you can see already. Match 7, as we did conclude yesterday's 2 series, Boom and Fancy will be heading against each other sometime, I think, in the next 2 days. Same with, of course, Trying Your Best and Dominatus. I think tomorrow will be their match as well. And of course, today, as you can see, NAOS versus Pandemonium and Oasis Gaming versus DEWA United. So again, very, very excited and very interesting teams as well to have been able to get here to the C bracket.
Yeah, you're absolutely right there, Asurai. And I'm looking at the schedule, and if you lose today, you have to play tomorrow. You need to shake off an L and try to recover in the lower bracket if you are one of those teams that drops on down. And I wonder who can actually stay in that upper bracket, keep on going, keep on having that advantage moving forward. It's double elimination anyway. You have a chance to recover down the line, but I really feel like for some of these teams, they need to be ready for some of the more experienced squads, because if they don't bring their best game immediately from the first day, from the second day, right, then you're already at such a disadvantage moving forward.
Yeah, that's the thing. Again, a lot of these veteran teams that we already have seen, such as NAOS Esports, very quick to actually go, very quick to adapt to the younger, less experienced teams. And it really did show yesterday when we saw the Fancy United versus Dominatus squad, that bind map, if you can remember, 4 rounds straight for Dominatus. And then after that, Fancy just adapted. They didn't really struggle afterwards. And I don't know what's going to happen here because, again, NAOS, you got yourself Ja, Papichulo, Wits, Nexi, Tesseract. Rush from my memory, I believe it's Nexi and Tesseract that are the newest addition of this team. Nexi from Oasis Gaming, and then Tesseract all the way Filipino that was playing South Asia, and then came back to the Philippines to join NAOS Esports.
It's a homecoming for Tesseract. He was one of the first players who actually moved from the PH to South Asia to join basically the squads there, especially that Orangutan core. Went to Ascension, basically got recruited back by NAOS Esports to come on home. But on the other side, you got Pundamonium. Honestly, a team name Asurai would probably make up for his premier games. And you can see it here. You got Yunsuke, you got Spike Wow, you got Arxie, Belov, and Ventura. Truthfully, they're relatively unknown to me from the Singapore region. I think one name that's very familiar for me instead is Spyco. He used to play for Reality Rift a few years ago, but beyond that, they made it here through only a single game, and they have to prove themselves against such a tested squad in NAOS Esports.
Yeah, truly. So that means that most of our talking points would probably just be NAOS Esports because that's the team that we know the most. But that also does give a bit of element of surprise, I would say, for Pandemonium here. Possibly, again, always excited to see what Singapore has to offer, especially probably one of the only teams that we know from there is like Louvre, of course, Paper Rex, and so on and so forth. So would love to see another team bring themselves out, because offseason is the perfect time to inject some new blood into the Southeast Asian scene. I said this yesterday, I'm going to say it again. Would love to see how these guys do against NAOS Esports.
Yeah, and it's crazy to think that NAOS Esports also is similar to Boom, similar to Fancy United. The Ascension rep invited here, coming in from, of course, the Philippine region, adding 2 members to the core and dropping a few members along the way that did play in Ascension. And now they're using this offseason to try and warm up this squad. And you already know how good Tesseract has been if you have been keeping an eye out on the South Asian side. He was honestly a class of his own on that initiator role, playing the Silva especially. And then you add in Nexi, one of the legends really in the Philippine local scene, a reliable anchor, and the biggest problem of NAOS Esports in their matchups against Oasis all the way back in VCT PH. So having those additional members, it really just goes to show NAOS is trying to retool themselves to be even stronger than ever, and Pundamonium, they're gonna have to deal with that.
Absolutely. I will just say, though, as well, that there is that level of adjustment, I would say, since Tesseract hasn't played with any Filipino teams for a while. The difference in playstyle could be something that Pandemonium uses to their advantage. Now we are looking, of course, at the map selection right here. Now Esports picks up Split. Pandemonium goes for Ascent. Their only game that they've played as the Pandemonium team is Haven, so now it's just straight up bans that. Of course, Sunset, we're never going to probably see that in this tournament. And then Lotus and Breeze. Yeah, nobody playing Breeze. And then last is going to be mine. Okay, pretty standard.
Look, I feel like we're going to get Sunset more than Breeze down the line, especially if we get a few more matches along the way. But now it's interesting enough picking up that Split map. I believe they only played it once this year against one team back in Ascension. And usually it's one of their later bans down the line, especially in the best of 3. So them letting that through, I guess they're feeling very confident with their backline, especially with Nexi on board. That's something that NAOS wants to try out. Case in point here, Asurai, they're starting on the defensive side for it.
Absolutely. So I would love to see what happens right here. But that's also a question. What other agents does Tesseract actually play? I only really know his Sova and Split being a map. You guys have reprimanded me whenever I played Sova here, so probably not what we're going to be seeing from NAOS unless that's really something what they want. So I don't know.
Yeah, that's actually a very interesting point there, Asurai. I'm thinking right now, what does he actually run besides that Sova, which is honestly 70% of the time his pick. He can run the Fade, he can run the Sage even, perhaps a Breach or 2, but it really depends on how NAOS is going to perform on this first map that will set the tempo for this series. It's still all about those moving parts for NAOS Esports, wherein they have these newer members, and we both know that maybe Nexi is going to be the one to really focus on right now, but it's a whole team effort for NAOS Esports, and same case for Pundamonium, who will try to prove themselves right here, right now.
All right, so let's look at what Pandemonium has. So, quick update for our viewers out there. There is a bit of a mismatch on the names of Pandemonium. So, we have here Kagura as Yunsuke. We have CS2 Enjoyer. I don't know what CS2 Enjoyer is. That's artsy. I don't know what CS2 is. No, I'm kidding. Mas Salamat is Ventura. So there it is.
Yeah, and Kagura changed his name back to Kagura, so I guess we're good with him. We're good with that, but the thing is, you see Pandemonium, they're going to be running this breach. They're going to run that Sky double initiator for them, and they're hovering over that Cypher as well just to have a little bit of that backline, but keep an eye out on NAOS Esports. Double initiator also is the way they're running the Sky and the KO this time around.
Ooh, okay. So Tesseract, I've also looked at his matches history real quick here. Actually has played basically every single initiator you can imagine of. But of course, you do know how well he does play with that Sova. Still going to be interesting to see the double initiator from both sides with a bit of difference of which agent they actually selected here. We'll just have to see what the offense actually goes for Pandemonium. I mean, this is kind of the interesting thing, I think, for Split. Lots of people say that it's a defender-sided map, but I think I have also said in the past that it does feel that it can be an attacker-sided map depending on how the flow of your offense is, and that feels like such a generic thing to say, which it truly is, but that just means that there has to be that dictative pace of momentum here by Pandemonium since they are going to be starting on the attacking side.
No, I'm just going to go with popular opinion and say Split is for defense, man. But I get your point. If you get the momentum, if you get those rounds, honestly, on the attack, then you can have such a good start into the series. And Pandemonium, they're going to look for that along the way. What I'm keeping an eye out though, instead, though, here, Asurai, is the fact that we're getting a few role swaps in a very familiar composition for NAOS. Instead of Papi Chulo on the Viper, he's the one on the Astra. Nexi's the new addition, moving into the Viper role. Tesseract, of course, slotting in to the Sky, which Mojo used to play previously. So it's up to NAOS to make this kind of setup work. Pandemonium, on the other hand, they're looking for a mid-take to begin the action.
Yeah, it's probably because just they don't really want the Sentinel. Next is probably a Sentinel on a different map. And anyways, just a quick charge here from Pandemonium already here at Mail, trying to deliver an important message that we are pushing the B side.
Well, come on, Viper can be a Sentinel in the right hands. And Nexi, of course, trying to anchor himself here by the tower. On the other side, it's already Pandemonium moving forward onto the site. Nexi getting ready. Gets overrun, though, by Spyco and the rest of the squad. Jado prepared here in the low ground. Spyco gets 2 so far. And Pandemonium, big impact to get this B site away from NAOS. It's 5v2 already. Spike going down. Tesseract, though, flash on hand. Tries to go for the fight, but Kagura's prepared for it. And Wit's the only one still standing. Flash comes on out. He gets 1, but that's all NAOS will get as Pandemonium takes pistol.
Man, that's the momentum that we're looking for. And Kagura.
Yeah.
Crosshair.
Yeah.
The pig's nose. Is that what you call it, or is it a cat?
It's like double box.
Or is it Finn the human because of the, you know, the ears?
So where's Jake the dog?
Oh, sorry, I got sidetracked there. But again, just quick, no nonsense push on mid. They got good timings, good pace, stop when they needed to stop, and then just set up their utilities to bully out Nexi that was playing on that B Heaven position.
I mean, we see from Pandemonium, they have the impact they needed to make that side take happen. And again, I was watching out for Spyco in that round before the series, given the histories he's had in the NYSG scene, and he does deliver. He did so also in the one map, I believe, that they played in the open qualifier so far. And for now, tech boss, I think, Asurai.
Oh yeah, probably. Yeah, but you're right. I think we're seeing a not a resurgence, but a surge of really good Omen players, right? Yesterday it was Moria. This time Spyco, at least with the start of that one. So, I mean, solid agent, solid position to be in. If you can be that offensive and oppressive Omen, there's really so much that you can do, because if you can also utilize your Shrouded Step, your opponents will have to get so many angles if you're not careful at all. And speaking of which, Papi Chulo does take damage just to get a little bit of information as he jump spots outside of B Garage.
Well, he knows now. The anti-eco is on, and the beautiful entry from Kagura to clear out 2. Doesn't realize, oh, next he's into the corner. Instead, it's Spyco who'll net that kill. So 4v2 now. Still Cypher, CS2 Enjoyer. He finds the 2 there. Maybe that's what the 2 is about in his name. But Artsy, well done. Pandemonium making it as clean as can be for that second round.
Absolutely. And I'm already seeing Kagura here just full confidence, double satcheling into the site, able to convert many kills, especially with the help of Ventura here that is on that breach. Again, a little bit confusing, but we'll make it work, guys. Anyways, here's going to be the first buy round for NAOS Esports. And what's the setup right now? Lots of, I'd say, position or force on that A side, especially with the Viper wall committed by Nexi.
Watching out for mid, especially the Cloud in the way. The Boombot, though, bouncing back. So now it's Esports. Can stay here by defensive error. The paint shell's gonna be a problem, but Ja is ready for that first contact. And with the guns, now is looking to pack a punch and fight back here. The Cloud goes down. Pandemonium calls for disengage for the time being, and they look to bring the spike towards the garage instead.
Yeah, you really have to see NAOS be extra proactive here since they don't have the Sentinel. Yes, they do have that double controller, but they have to understand, they have to know when the opponents are pushing in so they get that max value on the punish. And you did see that already. Lots of noise heard by Nexi throughout. He had to risk himself being hit by the paint shells, but it didn't matter. They were still able to push back the offensive Pandemonium, and now the SG team is starting to readdress that mid-side angle. They're starting to just figure out where the push is, where the players will be. Now that they're spotted here, they're forced to really go in for that aggression. But again, a well-timed snake bite stops them dead in their tracks. And the shrouded step, a little bit too overzealous from Spyco. They gets punished for it.
And look at NAOS, how they're playing this defense so far. They're still holding on to mid. For the past rounds, we've seen them try to keep the angles, and Ja is just on a roll here to get 4. A flawless hold with the guns out. So NAOS Esports gets one back.
Solid start for NAOS here. I'm looking at the ult department for Pandemonium. Nothing really that they can use just yet, but now they got the extra firepower that they can utilize here, and maybe a clear-cut idea of what the initial setup is for NAOS. NAOS, I think, even though they do have the additional or the change of 2 players, still has that thing where they love to do their set plays up to a certain point. That one set play up to a certain point, and maybe Pandemonium can see through that. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen from NAOS, they love to set up on their locations. But Ja, that's very ambitious, and because of it, Spyco and Kagura get the punish going. Now then, NAOS, they had the stations a while ago. This time around, they went for the aggression, and they were punished for it. Kagura, though, re-peeking, ready for the fight versus Wits. The flash though comes on out, and Papi Chulo now will readdress the situation. This does force Pandemonium to move on away, where Tesseract awaits, but the damage has been done. Advantage here for Pandemonium on the numbers. Better smoke, an even better shot from the Cypher. It's already Pandemonium making their way towards A, and Wits, does he dare peek this, though, with the timing? Here's the spike being planted. You already still have Ventura watching for that one. Oh, and he comes out just to die, man.
Ouch. Yeah. I mean, there's really nothing that he could do there. Maybe flash himself out, unless he already used all of it. Unsure. In any case, Poppy's just by himself, trying to give him some smoke coverage, maybe to isolate a couple of the angles, but 4 versus 1. Poppy's done it before, but time and position, again, is very not to his side, so that's just gonna be that.
Yeah, Ventura had such a stellar angle there, and Pandemonium surprising NAOS Esports by the way that they're playing right now. It just feels like for NAOS, they're a little too stubborn in how they're playing this defense, Asurai, because they're really forcing the locations that they play and trying to be as stonewall as possible on it. You can see they keep readdressing that bit, they keep trying to hold it down, and Pandemonium has the utility to try and flush them out with.
Absolutely. Again, they still have the dog from the sky, the boombot from Kagura here. So Ja staying inside that smoke is very dangerous. Again, it's still pretty early, so there is that form of adjustment that we could see from NAOS here, but there is no missed opportunity from Pandemonium. But Kagura gets shut down.
Well, it seems like Ja's the one making opportunities by himself. No showstopper. And Papi Chulo, he's ready here by the smoke. This can be a strong angle for NAOS Esports if ever. And Pandemonium, can they be ready for the showstopper in the face of Belov? And this time around, it's NAOS who has the advantage. Spike with the fight back, gets 2 for himself before Ja will answer back with a 3K of his own. Everything now left to Ventura. What else can he do? He's been strong on the support, but everything now resting on his shoulders. Spike Just out of reach. A venture so dangerous for him. The swing comes in. Ja doesn't hit the shot as of yet. A repeat though necessary because the spike's just out of range. And this time around, Ja will get another 4K done.
Man, Pandemonium got shot. Kagura was already charging in with his showstopper and then kaput, said by Ja. I'm not going to allow you to go to that B side, and you're absolutely right. Ja's the one that just, again, putting NAOS on his shoulders, already standing on top of everybody with 8 kills.
That's right.
Huge defense.
I'm giving you stats real quick.
All right.
00404. That's Ja's stats right now per round. He's gotten 2 4Ks, and that's it. From what we've seen so far. And it just goes to show, if he is online and willing to fight, NAOS has a good chance to hold down the line. If Pandemonium can actually flush him out first and foremost, then things get so much easier for them.
Absolutely. And again, at least, even though the setup is the same, the approach is incredibly different, knowing that the Cypher was just there holding a main by himself with the traps and everything. Gets caught. Oh, but the smoke drops down and Ja's off.
Oh, here we go again. Another 0 for the round for him. But let's see now. It's equalized so far between Pandemonium as well as Esports. Beautiful first picks for both sides, yes. But this time around, the rotation moving into the garage. Papi Chulo, does he dare peek this against many members coming his way? Doesn't know as of yet. It's going to be isolated so far, but Spyko with the win. Wits, though, with the trade. Now, here comes the flash. The paranoia into play as well. And Wits getting away at the nick of time. That was very dangerous for NAOS Esports, but they're trying to still make it work. Ventura, though, this time around, getting onto the site. And they're going to get the plant down. Nexi coming in from Alley 2. Look away. The Trailblazer instead. Belov stuck here by default. Nexi trying to play the anti-flash. The second flash coming his way. Blinded now. Tesseract trying to get the job done. It's 2v1. Everything left to Nexi, but Spyko will wow the opposition with a 3K to end the round with.
Man, solid pickoffs here for Pandemonium. Even though they lost their teammate on A main, Artsy, still not enough, especially with, again, Pandemonium not really, what's the word here? Not really hesitating to just push the envelope of whatever was there set up by NAOS on the mid position or B position, wherever you want to talk about it, or whatever they were positioned at, and just made work.
It's just that we see from Pandemonium, they're so strong at using their utility.
True.
You see the fault line? That's followed up usually by a flash, by a paranoia. There was a second flash, keeping Nexi at bay and keeping Belov alive. So much teamwork right now from Pandemonium. Impressive so far, especially. But Nexi, a better shot right now to start off the round. That's spiked down also. And it has to be Ventura to try and retrieve it. Ja will fall. Here comes Kagura as well. But Papi Chulo with a shot of his own. Papi Chulo with another one. And this is how NAOS bails themselves out of bad situations. Sheriff shots do ring through. But here comes Artsy to fight on back. Witsto with the Phantom. Belov will make the trade happen. And now it's 1v1. And the Seeker is trying to fight its target.
Wait, does he have a weapon?
Picks a gun up, I think.
He didn't go through mid though, so yeah, he's just on the pistol. But he does know that his opponent is one tap to going down. Seeker for Seeker, he at least gives Belov a little bit of positioning and maybe save space. He tried to play a little bit more initialized in that 1v1, but Tesseract, quick to adjust.
Yeah, Tesseract just ready for the shot. It's one of those moments where if you go for the safer call, go for the plant, maybe you're still in cover, but you can't get the value out of a Seeker. So you see the logic Belov's trying to do there. But at the same time, too early on, too low HP as well, and the Ghost was enough. And maybe that's why we didn't see Tesseract pick up a gun along the way. It was communicated already. It was said to him, he's low, then he can actually get the kill with a pistol.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. That's why he didn't risk himself also getting caught on mid, especially that he didn't know where his opponent would be, even though the Seeker still was, hasn't seeked. There's an angle here where Wits could get headshot, just saying.
Yeah, and maybe we'll find more kills here for NAOS right now as they get the first of the round. The tower take, though, looking likely from Pandemonium. They're moving into the rounds with numbers, and here we go. The Sheriff's answer back, this time for Pandemonium's side. Cypher ult also played the Neural Theft, giving the intel, and so bangable this wall already. Nade, though, is out and about. Nexi braving the poison. Ja makes it happen yet again. 2 for him so far, and Papi Chulo will get that final kill behind him. We're tied up.
That was risk. That was risky. Pandemonium almost got that. If they got Nexi, that probably wouldn't have been any form of retribution for Ja there, even though he was right behind his teammate. I did say that Wits, there was a world where he could have gotten picked off, and I did not expect it to be there. But the isolation that we've seen from Pandemonium, as you mentioned, their ability to just play off of utility so quickly to get those kills, to get those picks, is stellar right now. And it is putting NAOS somewhere on edge. Quick little blades for a bit of that information, and actually spots out too. It's pretty good information right now for NAOS as they start to work their way on mid, especially with Ja on the push. But Pandemonium, they're pretty aware of this.
Yeah, and they're already trying to play against that Intel Nexi, though. Again, a shot to ring through, find the pickoff. Pandemonium looking to see if anyone's staying back here, but NAOS has already retreated into their initial corners.
Okay. And I do like this. Don't really have to overreach your lead. Ja with a position. Oh, what? How many? I think that's twice or thrice in a row now, or in these rounds, where Ja actually gets picked through the smoke of his own teammate.
Yeah, it's happened multiple times. Pandemonium just marking where NAOS can come from, and Spyco taking the spot which Ja held a while ago. So Alert so far has the From the Shadows through regroup with the team if ever. And a hit looking likely to move towards B. They still have the Sky. They still have the Breach. But Papi Chulo, different plans. But, oh, the timing's not going to work. Nexi instead. Plan B right behind him. Nexi now gets 4 for the round. And you can see for NAOS, it's not just 1, it's 2. The double down to make it through. Nexi looking for the ace. And he collects it here. 5 now for NAOS as they take the lead.
Well, if Plan A doesn't work, Plan B will. A little bit expensive, but it's still... manages to catch the players of Pandemonium off guard. I mean, who would expect that Ja was already shut down? One of the biggest threats that Pandemonium has been facing in these rounds, or sorry, not Ja actually, but someone else. And then Nexi right behind him for that punish. Good stuff coming out right now from NAOS Esports. But look at that scoreboard, ladies and gentlemen. 5-4. It's not clear cut. It's pretty back and forth between these two teams. The Pandemonium right now, yeah, a little bit weak on the buy, light on the buy.
And if you're for Pandemonium right now, you have to be happy about how they started this map. Remember, it's still split. You know the usual biases about how the defense works in the first place, and NAOS is the one who played recovery to just get this lead in the first place. So Pandemonium, they're taking mid. They're on an eco state also. And because of how NAOS has been running the intel so far, they do get a bit more control towards lobby. Nexi watching out for the transfer from Male if ever.
Heaven, though.
And Heaven's the problem, but watch out for Wits. Asurai here from the sewer. He might be able to peek and kill. And there you go. He gets 2 along the way. Press comes, gets the intel towards Belov. Can't find the kill. Instead, it's Kagura who does find Tesseract away from the area of engagement. Nexi still watching things out. Now it's cornering the opposition, but Pandemonium do fight back. 2v2 now. Still doable for Pandemonium. The cross, he's able to do it, and Pandemonium hustling to get towards A.
Ooh. There is already one player holding Heaven here, waiting, but John drops down, still actually gets the conversions, and it's turning into the 1 versus 1. There's a wall, there's an HP advantage already for Papi Chulo. And we'll have to see how Ventura deals with this, plants a spike, and now we turn ourselves into the 1 versus 1. But again, he has utility. He can make it happen.
Yeah, moving over to the backside if ever.
Oh, he knows.
Aftershocks there, but you mentioned it. Papi Chulo now knows exactly where his one is playing from. The swing comes with Papi Chulo able to weather the flash and weather the damage. NAOS will get that round, but a stellar eco there for Pandemonium, really keeping NAOS on their toes.
Absolutely. Again, NAOS was playing very risky where they gave up control on A Heaven, and that could have been a position where Pandemonium could have pushed up. So Wits getting those 2 picks and Wits pushing up on Sewer to get those 2 picks was incredibly pivotal for them, because again, if Pandemonium got that A Heaven control, the pinch would have actually flipped on its head. Wits and Tesseract would have been very much exposed, and again, that could have been a very good converge of round here for Pandemonium.
Well, we'll see if Pandemonium can try and tie up this half at the tail end. Now, though, with the spam, with the kill, Tesseract gets the first. And Nexi, again, his setup so paramount to the NAOS success. The wall keeping Pandemonium at bay. There's the flash, sure. But NAOS right now, keeping in their lanes. And we're watching for Kagura. If he can make any impact here from heaven, that might be what Pandemonium can work with. Nexi, though, he's waiting by the wings here. Asurai, Wit's also ready to double up if ever.
He does have an ultimate. Couple of jump spot sounds for Wits here. Kagura should be aware that it's not only the one player that's right in here. Pushes through the smoke. That's a little bit too overzealous. He wants to. There it is. The stun from his teammate, and he does get Wits. Still, Nexi holding the angle.
Yeah, and Wits just
loving
the damage now! The utility again! Courtesy of Ventura, setting up well for Pandemonium. Now the showstopper is online. Tesseract getting away with his life for the time being, but Kagura will be able to secure the kill. 3v2 now. Pandemonium getting so much value with their composition yet again. And here we have it, set up courtesy of Artsy2. Spike planting things down as NAOS takes heaven and tries to use that as a rally point. But they're lesser on the numbers. Showstopper available for Ja as well. So, the Boombot getting intel, getting damaged. Kagura struggling with the pain chills now, has to try and run on the way. And John now looking to fly on high, lets it loose. And it's Papichulo, the only one standing. 2v1. Low HP for Kagura though. But Papichulo, does he read this? Yes, he does. 1v1. Spiko versus Papichulo. A billboard to keep them away. Fake TP, just trying to psych out the opposition, but Papichulo, he's so ready. Papi clutch at it again. NAOS with another one.
Man, Kagura looked right of him. Thought that maybe he could catch Papichulo, like you mentioned, with that fake on the shrouded step, but he just swung to the left just to make sure that he can cover as much of that sight as possible with his line of sight as he pushed up, and he actually caught Spiko. The little bit of misread from Spiko there was huge and cost them that round. Still, we do have intense matches here. Absolutely ecstatic to be seeing this. But of course, last round, looking at it, big ultimates for NAOS Esports. There is still rifles for Pandemonium, but they only have the Neural Theft as of the moment to really back up on their ults.
Yeah, Pandemonium has impressed us with their utility usage, the way that they swing off, especially the breach setup. But when it comes down to the clutch and honestly some of the calls here, NAOS are the one who finds more impact along the way. Damage done though, and Jaws there with the pain shells to kill down Kagura. Flashes do come their way. Oh, Spiko, a plan, a TP, and Jaws still willing to hold, willing to go for more to bring for him so far. Belov though, finding at least one back. Belov with another one. Seeker's also into play, but it's a 3v1. Everything left to the lurk of Artsy, but the Spike in the clutches of NAOS now.
That ult, Viper Spit on mid is gone, and immediately Artsy's pushing up here, but Nexi's aware of this. He knows that possibly an opponent would just push through that because there's no more threat. But okay, they just back away. It's a 3 versus 1. They can just go together. Oh, did he just miss him? Did he spot him? I'm unsure of this, and he does go down, but the jump peak. Okay, it's fine. 8-4.
Yeah, I don't think that's jump peak. It's more of a jump to die kind of situation. But you're absolutely right. Now it's just on a roll with 6 rounds in a row, and you can just boil it down to how clutch they have been in some of these plays. Papichulo ever reliable, Nexi finding incredible impact with his smokes as well as that ace a while ago, and the multi-kills from Ja just to hold things down. Those are what has allowed NAOS Esports to weather the storm that Pandemonium has brought, because you gotta give props to Belov, you gotta give props to how Ventura has been playing to set up Kagura as much as possible, but when it comes down to those crucial moments, perhaps the experience and just the individual plays from NAOS is what allows them to make it happen.
Truly. And again, just an experience really showing itself.
Here, no more charges
NAOS, 5-stack outside A main. Artsy's feeling a bit pressured, so he's popping shots. He does have a few traps here and there, but can't really push through. And NAOS, I think they're playing this to what they want, which is just baiting out utility as well and trying to get coverage or control of positions as far as they can. But there you go, the punish for Pandemonium actually is pretty good.
Yeah, now it's trying to just dip in with their toes. Instead, they lose one, drowning along the way from Artsy. They have made their way, though, towards the objective, but Artsy already yet again. Ja doesn't see it coming whatsoever. And the advantage clear for PUNDAMONIUM so far. Flash comes one out, Kagura playing danger close with the Frenzy. Here comes the True as well. And now Nexi can't handle all that pressure. PUNDAMONIUM pistol again. This is their second pistol of the series.
Truly. Big struggles right now for NAOS when it's the 5 that pushes up. So maybe a bit of a split play when they need to just go 2 at a time, 3 at a time might be the better option. And this is something that I think we saw with NAOS before as well when they had Mojer and NGG actually play. Again, the 2 young guns to the 3 trio veterans of the NAOS roster. Are we seeing something similar to that with Tesseract as well as Nexi? Possibly, as we're seeing them do struggle when they go for that 5 push, or, you know, it's just more people, more problems.
I'm just thinking, it's more so, you mentioned a while ago, PUNDAMONIUM, they do have utility to use at the start, but they're also holding back enough just to still have a bit more for the race sake. And that sense of responsibility for PUNDAMONIUM is what's been the problem. Versus now so far. Spyku, though, with the damage done, anti-eco is it to play. And while the Trailblazer gets a scout towards Wits, the flash is there too. Now it's right now kept at bay yet again.
Yeah. Immediately as they saw that gravity well comes through from Papi, they're like, yeah, we kind of know what you're going to do, and you're just going to play slightly off-kilter from that position. Multi-stack right now from NAOS, as well as PUNDAMONIUM.
One enemy remaining.
Ooh, the
hesitation. The hesitation for NAOS leads to the cleanup courtesy of Kagura. A 4K for him, that's beautiful because it builds up his showstopper as early as possible. And I think it's a problem right now for NAOS. Past 2 rounds, they play it a little bit fast at the start, slow it down immediately once they see that utility. And PUNDAMONIUM is still set up with something to hold with. They're still set up in the positions. They still have a little bit of support courtesy of Ventura. And NAOS has to decide, do they just want to burn utility? Do they want to go for the hard hit? Usually we see those decisions once they have their rifles out.
Yeah. I thought it was going to be Spyco, but Ventura is doing so much work right now. Kagura! Okay. Yeah. Just go into the line of fire, line of sight.
It's a bonus, so we understand why PUNDAMONIUM takes the risk, but it's free for NAOS because this time around, they just hang on back, and I think we might find their answer. Played slow so far. Tesseract with a chop, and it's a Trailblazer! Give the man an anti-rabies shot after that one. NAOS already finding 4 across the map, and Papichulo has the spike. Knife out though, gone! Okay, big surprise, and this has to be a hustle from NAOS rather, because Artsy takes down the one who brought the spike down. Nexi. Can I get a little bit of support from Tesseract if ever? Over onto the corner, Nexi will seek him out. And it's a 3-round gap now as NAOS get one back once they have their guns out.
Make sure to follow my pack in.
Said that there was a possible hustle there from Artsy, but yeah, there was like just too many players from NAOS at that point. Still though, the catch on to Papichulo could have been big. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. We'll have to see. 9-6. This is where I think they wanted to get that catch off because even though, you know, it was a bonus for PUNDAMONIUM, it's getting a little bit uncomfortable with now. You're seeing NAOS be on that 9-round mark. In any case, set up for NAOS, similar to what it was on the pistol. This could be detrimental for them. The combo is there. Jazz already at the top of Rap on.
Yeah, that aftershock's the problem, and it could have been deadly for NAOS. But PUNDAMONIUM still keeping the opposition at bay. Kagura now ready for that contact. Doesn't expect though. Wits here in the corner and the smoke dissipates. Wits will able to get the trade. Surprises Ventura too. And Wits, a witty position to just find the surprise. Advantage now here for NAOS. This fits their push even more so. The flash comes on in, but Wits is just on the roll this time around. 3 for him so far. Tesseract also keeping tower collected and clean for NAOS' side. And this A site is an easy take for NAOS because of it.
And you still really feel the nerfs that they do on the Sky. That curve flash, pre-nerf, you could have gotten a kill because your opponent was full blinded. But not this time, not for Wits anyways. There it is, getting a lot more comfortable. 10-6. PUNDAMONIUM, money in the bank, and looking a little bit shallow. So just the sheriffs for this moment. Kagura, though, He's got himself a showstopper. We have seen him also go for those nutty double satchel plays, so could make it work. And I will say, I did say this a couple of rounds ago that Ja was standing on top of the kill leaderboard with 14. Nah, it's been overshadowed by Kagura on 17. And he's holding a judge, so there's a possibility right now where they might try to work with it.
I mean, it's half-buy time for Pandemonium. They're playing a bit of an eco state here along the way. Wits, though, knife comes on out. That's intel provided to know that Kagura is around. Even daring to push the smoke here. The judge playing on the inside. The Trailblazer just staring down Wits along the way. But they can't actually play off the stun. The flash is the answer. And now, as for the time being, they're trying to scope out what Pandemonium actually has in their hands, but Wits though still keeping up with the momentum from the last round. 2 for him so far. Bell of knife out, just stares at Ja in the face, and that should force him to back away.
Back away, especially with the paint shells being thrown out. Now we're seeing somewhat of a mid-momentum push from Ventura, but Nexi's right there. Just swing against him, and it's all down to the last Artsy. All alone. Backed away by the smoke from Papichulo. A couple of pop shots right then and there. He's here on alley. He's able to actually take down Tesseract. Maybe a pickup on that Vandal could give him some solace, but it's not even being allowed by NAOS here. No chance whatsoever to pick up any tiny bit of advantage.
Yeah, they're just watching out for any angle he can come from. And Nexi at the ready, even with a pre-fire. And that's 11 now for NAOS. It just feels like Asurai coming into this game. You can see the plan for Pandemonium, you can see the utility be so well set up, but the swing rounds, the momentum, how it shifts towards NAOS, it's because of a big round from one of the players. It's the one from Wits a while ago. We saw it a lot from Ja and Nexi in the first half. It's those kind of situations that has given NAOS Esports this lead, this buffer, and they're now 2 away from taking this map.
I was going to say the punish play for NAOS or catch-off, but I think the way to describe it even better. You're absolutely right. Individual pop-offs from NAOS here at certain intervals of the rounds really have put a stop for Pandemonium. And it's getting to that point, the critical mass about to explode here on mid. Josh starting things off. Here's the setup. But, oh, I thought it was going to go nail, but it actually goes on top mid. I do like it, but no catch just yet.
He doesn't have the showstopper to dare even go into that one.
Fair.
But that's a triple stack looking very deadly if you actually move into it. Now as Esports also angling to actually go towards A, so you can see why Ja and Wits are here to just get a bit of that control. Ramps though being taken slowly by the Omen of Pandemonium, and you said it. It's very, very perilous if ever. The Trailblazer though spots its target, the TP out just to keep safe. And now it's trying to sniff out where Pandemonium is trying to play from. They're also even moving into heaven right now. Kagura is going to be that first contact. Looks away at the wrong time. And that's just unfortunate for Pandemonium. They had the right setup at the start, but now this is where it might fall apart. That's right.
Oh, they misread that situation. Especially when Spyco went back to his onside of the spawn on A Heaven. They were like, yeah, there's not a lot of forces anymore, so we can actually pinch for mid, and that's what they did. I think that was just a hard read from NAOS, just purely from them moving around the map. Quick catch here from Beloved, and we'll see how they actually start moving forward. 2 versus 3, still workable for Pandemonium, but there is a late lurk on mid that is Nexi that could make this difficult for Pandemonium to make do with.
Here we go again. Might be another sense of timing, and Nexi on the flank, on the lurk. On the kill too. Belov's the only one standing, and a quick flick from Tesseract secures the round and match point for NAOS.
Match point for NAOS. Pandemonium at that same situation that we saw yesterday's teams be at. Similar with Trying Your Best, similar with actually Dominatus, where it all is at the beginning. It's all fun and games, and then your opponent just starts to realize, yeah, we could just keep adjusting and they're not going to be able to keep up pace with us. And it's looking like that at least for this first map, especially with that 12-6. Kagura still has yet to unleash his final showstopper, if ever. So we'll see how this goes.
Recovering it.
They do have rifles.
I mean, Pandemonium has a chance still to try and recover. But of course, a make or break round by this point. The smoke comes on out as Pandemonium takes Garage away from NAOS. And because of it, they respect it. They go for mid instead, having an inkling that there might be less presence along the way. The suppress though, that's intel now courtesy of Wits. And this is so big from NAOS. They've been using the KO just to suss out what's going on. They know Garage is taken. They know Heaven still has members along the way. And if they clear things out, this might be that beating. But Kagura gets the job done. Here comes Pandemonium with the 3 so far into the round. Their stations so effective to keep NAOS away.
A quick run through on ropes. There is a trap somewhere here, but it's actually right behind Tesseract, so he can still get access on that A site. Oh, this actually stops the Sky from pushing in. Tesseract's trying to clear up the entirety of this site, and it's not going to get punished for it. And you can see Pandemonium, they're playing it safe. They want to use their numbers for this retake, and they will try to do so.
Yeah, the flash comes on out, and they're trying to burn the utility from the Sky as much as possible, but Nexi with the timing versus Ventura, and you said it, the Viper Spit online. Tesseract also still in the front line, trying to get back into the green, but now everything is left to Nexi. He's and marked his territory here for NAOS onto the site, and Pandemonium will have to brave the waters to try and figure out what's going on, but Nexi flying high with the kill. Bellum spotted, and he will find the kill instead. A sliver of HP, and the hope of Pandemonium lives on. That was way too close for comfort, but they get the job done to survive.
Dude, Tesseract was popping off. A bit of a misstep there to try to get back into the pit and actually get picked off by Spyco, but Beloved at the end. He's 8-12 and 11, but it doesn't matter. Each kill that he has gotten, at least in that last round, has been pivotal to keeping their map alive. 12-7. And I will say, started that round as well. Kagura playing a lot more aggressive, holding an off angle, NAOS not really expecting it and getting punished for it. Huge steps right now for Pandemonium, but they need 5, Daks. They need 5.
It's a long road ahead for Pandemonium, and they can't make a mistake along the way. NAOS Esports, though, they need to respect the opposition, truthfully. I felt that it was a bit too overconfident from NAOS in that last round. This time, they commit the null command to try and make their way towards the site. Pandemonium backing on away, but Spike caught along this push. Wits with the first. Spike's planted down, 5v4. Kagura trying to push from the rounds, but Tesseract is already marking that angle. The judge will not stand a chance whatsoever from that range. The Seeker's out and about, and Bella with a fight back. Here comes a fault line as well. Wits now with a flash, but the fight comes on in from Ventura. It's 3v3. Rolling Thunder is the key. Here comes the knife though yet again. It's 2v2 now, and it's familiar numbers. Familiar numbers. Still though, Tesseract all by his lonesome. Has the angle with the peak. Can't hit the shot though. Flash is there. A second one to boot. Belov is the contact point if ever. And RC's just trying to stick it to Belov. And RC do fall. Tesseract wrecking the opposition. And NAOS will take the first map.
That was so well read by Tesseract. He just did not flinch. He didn't even peek for it. He utilized both of his flashes. Punished both of them. Pandemonium got it to half. They got it to half. Artsy was almost about to defuse that spike. Then Beloved went down, and then he went down. And obviously, we already know it was the map pickup from NAOS, but absolutely masterclass read for Tesseract in that 2v1 situation.
It just goes to show how was that game defined by NAOS Esports. Swing rounds, clutch rounds, and how did it end? With a clutch of Tesseract's own. The way that he's able to play, though, with NAOS Esports, the way Nexi has been able to play with NAOS Esports, from this first map alone, you can already see the new pieces of NAOS Esports. They're fitting in like a glove. So, very well done by NAOS. A great fight for Pandemonium, though. We were very impressed by how they played with the composition. But we saw Asurai, the big problem. The numbers kept piling in favor of NAOS. That big streak, especially in the first half, really putting a dent to Pandemonium's plans.
No, absolutely. Again, it started so well for them, but then you saw Wits, you saw Ja just popping off, and again, it's these well-known pieces of NAOS that are saving them these rounds against this newer team that is challenging them on that split map. I will say that there were some stellar rounds from Kagura that was playing on that Raze. He did get that good support from I believe that was Ventura playing as the Breach, but then after those strung 2 to 3 rounds, it stopped, and then they just had to go back to the drawing board and didn't really have enough on that playbook to really fall back on. Now we're looking of course, at our match result here, 13-7, Ja at 259, and you're seeing it already. Kagura, Yunsuke, if you can see in his name, 18 at 249. He still did so much, but not enough to really topple NAOS on split.
Yeah, and I'm just looking at PUNDAMONIUM right now. 11 assists from Belov, 8 assists there from Ventura. Those are what really matters for the plays that allowed Yunsuke, allow Spyco to actually get in there in the first place. But NAOS, man, I'm just impressed by how everyone is able to wrap those kills for the NAOS side. Everyone over 10 kills. You could see also there were so many rounds defined. Like you mentioned, rounds defined by Wits, rounds defined by Ja, Papichulo, Nexi, Tesseract. Dude, I just named them all. But that's been the story of this game so far for NAOS. These individual talents, they have come together as a team, but you can see that the pillars can stand alone if need to be.
Truly. And again, this is why they picked up these two when Mojer and NDG left the team. It's to fill the roles that they really needed someone to be at. And I will say Nexi, perfect role as an anchor player. You can put him on a sentinel, you can put him on the controller, even a duelist at times if you would want to, but you know, everybody on now plays the duelist. Anyways, going on tangent here, we're going to go on a break, guys. When we come back, it's going to be map number 2 in this best of 3 series between NAOS and PUNDAMONIUM, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
You love it, you wear it.
Wear your passion. Share your passion. Wherever, whenever. Gaming is a lifestyle. Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
Came up on a tech, got a lot of friends now. It's funny how they switching up. Came up on a tech, all of a sudden they been down. It's funny how they switching up. You already know, yeah, just how it goes. When you get some money, they gon' always want you close. You already know, yeah, just how it goes. They gon' wanna act like they was with you when you broke. If you want it all, gotta risk it. Finally got my chance, couldn't miss it. Used to walk around like a misfit. Now my fit clean and my wrist sweat. Yeah, I remember working nights with my homie on my side. We was praying, hoping things get better. I've been steady on the grind, now it's money on the line. Calling, telling me you good forever. Ay, came up on a check, got a lot of friends now. It's funny how they switching up. Came up on a check, all of a sudden they been down. It's funny how they switching up. You already know, yeah, just how it goes. When you get some money, they gon' always want you close. You already know, yeah, just how it goes. They gon' wanna act like they was with you when you broke. Came through, I pulled up in something new. Now they won't tell me they coming soon. It's been like 10 years of silence. How you gon' tell me you riding? I remember working nights with my homie on my side. We was praying, hoping things get better. I've been steady on the grind, now it's money on the line. Calling, telling me you good forever. Ay, came up on a check, got a lot of friends now. It's funny how they switching up. Came up on a check, all of a sudden they been down. It's funny how they switching up. You already know, yeah, just how it goes. When you get some money, they gon' always want you close. You already know, yeah, just how it goes. They gon' wanna act like they was with you when you broke.
About it, take a win. Take the win, take the win, take the win. Rings on my knuckles, sunlight, let it clean. I cannot realize how you I cannot make amends. Make it how they pop out and they about it, take a win.
Big ticket item, I'm the one that they will see. I don't know about the will do's or the will be's. I don't need a once was, they misunderstood me. When I told them giants in the room was where I could be. And I should be, I will, and I am now. Looking at that kid like I turned into a cash cow. I don't need a lesson on the business cause you cashed out. You a light bulb, I'm a flame, you flashed out. it how they pop out and they about it, they gon' win. Friendly faces all around, yes ma'am. Cause I made a move, made a scene, made a plan. Pull up in the land, throw back to the minivan. Big baller hustle, that's the way to make a stand. And the fans in the stands, in the stands. Quicker than the ones trying to catch me with their hands. That's adrenaline when I beat their defense. I just stayed ahead, the result that they gon' win. Take the win, take the win, take the win. Rings on my knuckles, sunlight, let it clean. I cannot realize for you, I cannot make amends. Make it how they pop out and they about it, they gon' win. Take the win, take the win, take the win. Rings on my knuckles, sunlight, let it clean. I cannot realize for you, I cannot make amends. Make it how they pop out and they about it, they gon' win.
Let's do something crazy. Get a bit wild today. Cause we don't do this every day.
Well, we definitely didn't see that chain of event coming, but I think someone saw that as well, especially with map 1. No, I'm just stringing words together because my man here is cosplaying something. Can you wear the hat?
Dude, I'm on. It's
Yeah!
Halloween today, okay? It's Halloween, so
Yeah.
I told you yesterday
Chainsaw Man.
I was gonna come in costume, but
Yeah.
you
I don't have a
didn't.
costume.
It's okay.
I'm sorry. I have. If I could borrow from you, but we couldn't make it work because I don't know reasons. But
You didn't come
speaking, yeah, come.
I'll blame you for that one. But yeah, sure. Go make your point about Valorant because we still got a series on hand.
Absolutely. And again, we did see NAOS Esports starting off a little bit slow on that split map. They gave away a couple of rounds to Pandemonium. As you mentioned, both of the pistol rounds won by Pandemonium. There's also 2 rounds that they actually won on an eco compared to NAOS that lost every single eco that they had. But in terms of holding a lead when you have a proper buy, NAOS was much better in that department, in that regard, up against Pandemonium here. Still, though, there were slivers, shimmers of brilliance from Pandemonium, but definitely few and far in between.
Yeah, you're absolutely right there, Asurai. As soon as NAOS Esports would have the arsenal that they needed, would have the rifles, they look completely different and so primed to go for those clutch moments. And that's what really defined the big win streak that they had near the end of the first half and propelled them to the success to win out the map. But now we're moving on into Ascent. And it's pretty interesting that Pandemonium actually picks this up because, truthfully, this has been one of NAOS's most successful maps this year, especially during the Ascension stage. I think they've only lost it once back then versus Search Esports, but they did lose it recently versus a newer team in the Philippine local scene in Valhalla. So maybe that's what Pandemonium is looking at right now. See that most recent loss and look to take advantage of it.
And again, every player just really is well versed already in Ascent. It's one of those maps that has never been changed or hasn't been changed for such a long time compared to any other map that we have here. So if you have a place where you're most comfortable at and it's a map where your opponent has lost recently in the past, both of those two things can really work in tandem together. So Pandemonium definitely seeing that. So I'm getting a quick update here from our production that NAOS will be starting on the attacking side right now on Ascent. So maybe something to be interested about, just pointing it out there. That just means that Pandemonium will have a little bit more, I guess, comfort in the fact that they have to just defend the sides up against the offense of NAOS rather than attacking the defense of NAOS, which, again, when you have Nexi there, does make it a little bit more difficult.
I mean, it doesn't matter to NAOS. Their attack and defensive win rate for the year has been exactly the same. They've only lost this map 3 times, and again, most recently in another off-season tournament. But I do wonder what kind of configuration they're going to have here yet again, because they're one of the teams that runs the usual setup. You have the KO, you have the Sova, and with that, you already see the comfort picks here for NAOS. Nexi is going to be probably on his signature Killjoy. You're going to have Tesseract, the South Asian Sova, now brought back to SEA. You know, those kind of things are what NAOS have been so accustomed to. And with their newer pieces, it still is the same kind of case for them. And look at this one, Asurai. It's almost a mirror matchup. The only difference, an Astra for Pandemonium instead.
Yeah. Again, I do like the idea of the Astra as well, especially when you have the opportunity to make those Cosmic Divide plays with the wall. Very, very easy to take a site, plant the spike, especially on the A site. We'll see how that goes. Or rather, retake the site and then defuse the spike when you have that Cosmic Divide, whether it's on A or B as well, especially when they're starting on that defending side. So in any case, I do like the idea of it, but the problem I think with the Astra is because of, again, this is like way past, because of the current Astra, it feels like your stars are a little bit too spread out to control certain angles on the Ascent map. So it's going to be up to Spyco to really utilize it to the fullest extent, because if there's a mistake to that, NAOS can definitely punish and just subvert the stars.
I mean, one other thing about the Astra is it's stronger on the lurk compared to the Omen in those kind of situations, because you can still help out with the smokes a lot more easily from the other side of the map. So you mentioned it. We'll see how that difference can have a bit of that variance. NAOS, though, tried, tested, and looking to move into B. The Owl Drone into play. The flash is there too. Ja already making his way towards the side, and he tries to clear out both paths, but Belov just clocks him with the classic. Here comes Artsy as well. Already 2 down here for the side of NAOS. Pandemonium, the shock dart flies through.
One enemy
Artsy
remaining.
with another one. This is such a stellar hold for Pandemonium. They've been masters of the pistols, and they've been perfect so far in the series. Third pistol in the first round goes to Pandemonium.
Man, there is no world right now where NAOS wins a pistol against Pandemonium. It just doesn't happen. It just sucks for NAOS there. Great hold though from Beloved at the back of B side. I just love that right click on John. Is like, yeah, this round's over because everybody still is alive from Pandemonium. They can create those crossfires, those punish positions, and they played it extremely well.
Yeah, Pandemonium was just prepared for whatever NAOS was gonna bring to them. And the set play was so clear from NAOS. The flash was perfect versus Belov, but it just wasn't enough against the firepower that Pandemonium brought to the table. And now, it's even more so. The Ares in hand, the wall bangs are clear. Got Artsy also working together with him, with the Spectre, to try and peek things out. Which though, flash comes on in. Oh, and the turret kills Ja. Timmy getting the job done. The trade comes in from Wits though. So it's 4v4, and Belov's the one who has to hold the line down.
Turret does get deactivated, so B side should be a little bit more open. Oh, fake smoke here for NAOS Esports forces the pop shots from Beloved, but they're already working their way to that A site, having their teammate here, Papi Chulo, start to clear up the angles. There still is that 1 star from Spyco here that could just make it easier to punish the push of NAOS, especially when they don't have the weapons up against Kagura, who does have the Marshal.
Yeah,
One
sharp
enemy
shot from
remaining.
Kagura. Spyco also holding things down. And in the end, while NAOS pulled some of the numbers away, it still wasn't enough versus Pandemonium.
That's just gonna hurt, man. They try to push, and nothing happens. But of course, this is a tale that we saw similar to the last map. When you get the rifles for NAOS, that's when it all really changes. So this is, I think, one of the true challenges right now for Pandemonium, because I remember the first time that they had the bonus round, Kagura just went up, straight up onto A main, died, and then that's just about it.
Yeah, a little too ambitious from Pandemonium, perhaps now. Here on the second map, he's not gonna do so, but here we go yet again. This time around, the dash works out in his favor. And you just gotta be there. You just gotta be bold, Asurai. Because of it, he finds 2, and NAOS will have to trade back just to make their way towards the side. A is there, sure, but it's 3v3 and damage done onto a few targets, especially Ja.
Oh, they gotta be careful. Ja
Wits
is
also.
a breath away. Well, both of them are now.
He got hit by shock darts.
Yeah, that's gotta be painful.
And NAOS is in trouble here. Pandemonium, a big chance to try and steal this one. The fragment is there though, to stall for time. Artsy putting the turret down though. And here comes the shots now. Nano Swarm getting ready yet again. Flash to keep him at bay. The Scando gets connection. Ja is now found. Trying to get hit by the wall bang, and eventually Belov will mark his target. Time ticking though, and Belov dropping down just to die. NAOS having a bit of firepower to still fight back with. Here comes Artsy! A single shot enough to kill Wits. He Papichulo playing against the smoke, sees the swing, gets the kill. It's now 1v1 and Spike running out of time and running out of life. Clutch again, courtesy of Papichulo, but NAOS cannot save any guns from that round.
That was a well-counted check on the smoke. He was like, in his mind, probably just checking it out and then just catches Spyco on the defuse. But you're absolutely right. Expensive round to say at the least, and Kagura definitely redeemed himself for that offensive play that he had on A main. And speaking of which, he's actually nursing himself a nice little operator here. Now still having the money on the offense, but they got to be careful because right now Pandemonium, they got bank.
Yeah, this is the Ascent special. You got the operator, you got the Odin, and Pandemonium is the one with the advantage after a stellar bonus round, killing everyone on NAOS, whether it be by their hand or the Spike itself. Still, Artsy. Impact so far as he anchors alongside the Sova. Rotation even to keep an eye out of mid. Actually, A side is where Pandemonium feels the pressure is coming from. Because the split is there. The mid is taken here by NAOS, and Pandemonium is waiting for someone to cross through the utility.
Look at that. Beloved is like, after throwing the recon dart on tiles, he just straight up ran through short here, hoping to maybe get a catch off smoke and then just, you know, holding the fire with an Odin. It's going to be pretty huge, but now they pushed all the way through mid onto market. They even catch Kagura, no more operator, and, well, Artsy here, he's just trapped on spawn, and Wits by himself. A nice little pick on that lurk.
Such a good read from NAOS on both sides of the map. They just isolate the main. Wits with another one, and Valbelov lets the Odin rip. It's Tesseract who will just tear him a new one. 4v1 now. And now it's Esports. This is what we see once they have the guns in their hands. The way that they're able to navigate through the map. Tesseract also outclassing the operator, which was in a dead man's zone. This is NAOS. This is round to take, and they're going to tie things up.
I don't think that was a read on Beloved's rotation as well. I think rather than that, it was just NAOS trying to see how well or how solid the mid hold for Pandemonium is. They're like, yeah, let's just give it, see how it goes. If they're positioned to defend B main, they're going to be somewhere where we can actually spot them as we push out on market. And that's exactly what they were able to find, especially with Kagura just kind of hovering as he whiffs that shot. Immediately gives control, and then Artsy just couldn't really do anything. Has to back away all the way through spawn, and his Killjoy utility on the B side, all but null and void.
Look at the big brain on this guy. But yeah, you make a good point there, Asurai. As soon as the operator couldn't find value, it was immediately checked by NAOS, and that's what we see a lot once NAOS gets a pinch going. Once they have angles like mid, it just keeps Pandemonium guessing. We saw it a bit on Split. We're seeing it a lot more here on Ascent. This time around, it's Tesseract with the Odin on hand. The Owl Drone to scout out what's going on.
Okay, they break the KO blade. Here's the flash. There they are, still pushing through. No one can actually peek through the smoke here, so it's just going to be the two players at the back of the site to hold it. They're actually able to at least fend off Jaw. Now Spyco's by himself. No pinch. There it is. One coming in from Ventura. And still Spyco's holding on, and he's able to hit the shot here. Not only down to Papichulo by himself, and look at the pinch play. Perfectly done, perfectly held off by Pandemonium.
Yeah, Pandemonium just collapsed on the opposition. That's such a good timing. Spyco, that contact versus Ja, surprising him, yes. And you think for now is, okay, we have that null command. It'd be so much easier to clear things out. But no, just the timing there from Ventura, the way that he's able to get that pick off onto Wits as soon as he drops on down, it gave a window of opportunity for Spyco and Kagura to show up also en masse. And those are the kind of moments that Pandemonium really puts a dent in the plans of NAOS Esports. It's incredible how Pandemonium is playing against them right now.
Doesn't matter if it's Beloved or Spyco, Ja is just allergic to any player on the back of the B side. That happened as well on the pistol, just to remind everybody. Now, they're going to try A and see how it goes. Kagura's going to have to run away for dear life as he was just getting pop-shotted through the plank that is that defensive position. Now, Ventura on the push.
Oh! And the shot and the flash! Suddenly, NAOS disappears from the site! And Pandemonium, yet again, in the blink of an eye, eradicate the opposition. Whew, it's so quick.
Melted by the Odin?
I mean, it's one factor, but more so, you see how that round works, right? Kagura was hit by the suppressing fire, had to run on away, But the call from Pandemonium was just to repeat, was just to fight them. And who's the one who's getting value? The players by the doorway. It was Spyco, and then the flash comes on in from Ventura. NAOS doesn't know where to look because there's always pressure from so many angles. And that's what has given Pandemonium this kind of chance. They're winning the aim duels, and they're putting pressure on NAOS in so many fronts that it's surprising NAOS in so many ways.
Fair point. And speaking of Spyco as well, you mentioned how he's able to just punish as well because he's on that Astra. Thinking about it now, if NAOS doesn't cleanly take a site and they still have to fight for it for like the next 5 to 10 seconds, if Spyco's alive, he can set up any extra stars that he has on that site, get maybe a gravity well in, the concuss, whatever, and it just makes it significantly more difficult for NAOS to get that control on that site. And you have such an aggressive player in the form of Ventura just throwing out flashes left and right as that KO, and it's really putting NAOS on a pinned wall here. They do get some access on the entryway of the main, but they can't really get the site cleanly, as you were mentioning.
It's crazy that Pandemonium, it's a lot of setup possible, but you can see also it's a setup for the self. The way that we've seen the Astra and the KO of the defense swing off or play off their own utility, it just gives extra firepower here for the Pandemonium.
100%. Okay, bit of force here for Ja, just to catch the alarm bot on mid. Again, mid controller is where NAOS wants to shine, but this is where it gets a little bit more tricky because it's all about that quick, dry contact for them now that they only have the pistols. Asurai activating the drone quickly, and the picks, oh, the tag on Kagura, and still somehow he survives.
Here we go again, Spyco now with the one, and Ventura holding the opposition at bay. This has been a problem for NAOS. They need to secure these kills, and this time around, they're getting the job done. Sheriff's ring through. NAOS trying to do it yet again, just to get back at the opposition. Papichulo also looking for the execute. Eventually, it will be the demise of the KO. In the 1v3, guns have been scrounged. The third getting the intel, and the Thrifty will go NAOS's way.
Damn. That's all I gotta say. Ja, that was stellar. He was pinned in like 2 different angles. Yes, it wasn't the cleanest of a punish insta refrag position for both of the players from Pandemonium on that A side, but he was pinned down. There was supposedly no percentage chance of him to be able to hit any of those shots. Kagura was 5 HP, so fine, we'll give it to them. But then that follow-up on Ventura, huge stuff coming in from Ja here. And that's pretty huge as well from him because before that round, he was still at 1 kill Daks. That flash.
We've seen that from NAOS. They tried to play for Ja's entry. Papichulo, though, overwhelmed by numbers. And immediately, because of that cell, NAOS will try to hustle their way towards B. But just back to my point, if Ja can't find the entry kills, it's a problem for NAOS because that second wave was using the utility too much to try and help him out. No helping Tesseract though, Nexi though with the trade. And now B, looking possible here for NAOS, but Belov wants to throw such a wrench in those plans. The Odin waiting for the cross if ever. Ja dashing on in. As the fire comes on through, Wits, Ja trying to cross towards the staircase. The plant should go down for NAOS for now.
You should run.
No smokes for him to get some clear coverage. Gonna use the Hunter Spirit to break down the lockdown. But this is a 4 versus 3, and they have to deal with one of the angles first. Nexi's gonna have to run all the way. Knows at least that the Sova's somewhere on the spawn. Does he know that his teammate is right beside him, just playing that 2 versus 1 angle?
Yeah, on the default now, trying to keep in cover. Isolates the first, looks for the second, and Nexi also sexy with the clutch. Keeping cool, calm, and collected for NAOS to win it.
Oh. Ooh. Okay, sorry, all the grunts. Because he wasn't able, he shouldn't have converted that. Again, they were so adamant at just getting the catch on the players converging around the site rather than holding the site itself because they know that there was so much coverage fire from that Odin of Ventura that they were pressed to do something. And NAOS almost lost that, but then Nexi, as you mentioned, goes for his clutch moments and saves NAOS the round to get us into that 4-4.
Is that the story of the series so far? NAOS in trouble, someone clutches for the squad, and it just really goes to show Pandemonium is such a problem for NAOS Esports. Kagura though,
Ooh.
no problem at all.
Nice
Nexi still
slaughter.
feeling it from the last round. Incredible shutdown to start things off, and advantage now for NAOS as they take mid.
Man, Kagura flew and then immediately just plummeted down. Nexi, excuse me, bringing him back to earth. Ooh, that a recon dart though.
Okay,
But
next.
still got some conversion.
Yeah, next he gets 2 before Bella makes that Odin count. Tesseract! Oh, revenge immediately. Tag me with a bullet. Make sure you don't miss the head next time because this is a plant for NAOS pretty simply. You got Artsy though. Playing into Cubby here, looking for anyone still hanging around mid. But the retake is so difficult for Pandemonium with the numbers that they have. Bella now bringing out the big gun yet again. Does Ja peek it from that angle? Tesseract in a 1v1 situation. Eventually, though, everything left to Artsy here, and he should just back on away. I don't think he really has time to go for the spike. And NAOS will take the lead from this.
Yeah, just save the weaponry already. Bank probably not going to be looking too good for Pandemonium here, but clean cut round, especially with Kagura falling down. A lot of the firepower that Pandemonium should have is completely shut. I think safe to say as well that without Kagura, Beloved can't really create those positions for himself because he needs somebody to at least divert the attention of NAOS for a second or so that he can at least get that value off of his LMG plays. Speaking of which, he's still going to be nursing an LMG in the form of the Ares, but this is where it is a little bit trickier for Pandemonium because they're a little bit short on the buy. Yeah, they are.
It's the problem we saw also in that last game when Pandemonium had troubles with the money. NAOS takes advantage. NAOS just keeps racking up these rounds. And it's honestly pretty similar to what we saw on that first map based on the scoreline so far. So, A-Site looking to the first hit here of NAOS. Already Pandemonium stacking multiple members at it, gambling on the 50-50 basically. It's a good read though for the defense if ever. Here comes the suppress though to get the intel too. And now it's rethinking if they're gonna actually hit this.
Gotta be careful because Spiko's got those googly eyes on A main. With the double stars, there it is. Try to push through that. There's another one holding at the seams. They're keeping it safe. If they get a tag, that could be an activation immediately on the Hunter's Fury, but no, now is backing away smartly here as the 4-stack from Pandemonium comes in. Nexi, who's lurking at B main, is starting to clear all of the utilities here. And I think it's just a standard default play of splitting around the map, making sure you can open up or clear up as much utility from your opponent as possible, and then choose whichever one you want to push.
Yeah, it was a good call from Pandemonium at the start, but the reassessment from NAOS giving them a better chance now. The smokes come on in, and Ja also with the entry. On the other side of the smoke, Molly doing some good damage, and Nexi gets the kill confirmation along the way. Sight now taken here for NAOS. Gun disparity, very clear as well. And plant goes down. Nexi actually getting it for some reason, even though he has, or rather, they're building up the lockdown. Excuse me, Pandemonium's the one with the lockdown available. Yeah. Look at this hold, Asurai. Lane being held, wits at the ready. Gets the first kill in this retake. Tesseract providing him a helping hand. And this should be easy pickings for NAOS to get the flawless win.
Absolutely, especially when they're going to have to push onto the site. Not really anything to flush out the already planted positions of NAOS. Going to be quite difficult to say at the least. And speaking of which, Banks looking pretty high for NAOS here, so they can just keep, again, buying everything that they want as they keep it all rolling for themselves. On the flip side, Pandemonium struggling on that end. And speaking of Pandemonium struggling, they're relying a lot more on their utilities to give them that information. And again, it's fine, but when you don't really challenge anything, NAOS is so much more comfortable at just pushing in. And we have been seeing that for the past couple of rounds now.
Yeah, we haven't really seen too much of Pandemonium playing off that initial setup. It's looking to be a problem because now they're one away from the lockdown. If they secure one of the main angles, they can actually contest the site with it. I'm keeping an eye out on Bella if he still has the Odin in hand. And if he hears that orb being taken or gets a scan with a dart, this wall is going to be paper thin. Ready now to go for the wall bangs. Tesseract in trouble. Nexi keeping away from the damage. But the lockdown is there. Can Belov actually find it along the way? Guessing game. The clip running on
The box
out.
saves it, man. The box saves it.
You're right. And now the space is made, and the site's to be taken by NAOS here.
Definitely that lockdown is going to just flush everybody out, and there it is. Quick, clean, and entry onto B. That's going to be the plan, but this is where it can get a little bit tricky, especially with Pandemonium having all that 5-man power, but Papichulo with the lurk actually just thins down the hurt a little bit.
Man, a little surprise there, but it's 4v4, and now as Esports, they have some ultimates to work with low HP for Asurai as he scans out what's going on the other side. Gossiping Divide, though, gonna need to play, just silencing the push if ever. Fragment also there as Nexi braves the wall through and finds 2 for his troubles. A stellar call from NAOS yet again, just the courage to go for the push, and Belov has to back on that because Jaw's right beside him. No way to get on through. Exits instead. The call from Pandemonium. Belov making a firing squad of his own. Ja able to answer back. Here comes one more from the Pandemonium side. And while sure, damage done, courtesy of Ventura. NAOS is still breaking the bank, building up this lead, and going for another one.
Yeah, good consolation prize just to charge up the ult department there for Pandemonium, but again, it's been a huge drought in terms of the rounds. How many is that? 5 already secured here by NAOS in a row, making it so difficult for Pandemonium here. And Nexi, he's absolutely online. Ja doesn't even need to do things like as he did on Split. It's Nexi's time, especially on those post-plant positions where he can play, well, lo and behold, his best role, anchor on the site by himself. He just creates these openings, and NAOS is not making any waste of his efforts.
Yeah, the default lurk has been so effective for Nexi. Kagura, though, the scan into the kill. Sharp shot to get the first. Here comes the knife in response. But Pandemonium, they steal that kill away and look to take advantage of it. Still, got one here over onto the corner. It's Ventura lying in wait, and Tesseract, does he see this coming? The peek comes. Now it's equalize the numbers. And A-side going to be the pinch possibility. Kagura, though, priming the dash, trying to stay away from the Aldron. Isn't spotted! Instead, it's Ja who clears out the corner by himself. Here comes contact yet again. Spyco, though, with a little bit of backstab angle, finds Ja. 3v3. Here comes the paranoia in response, and now it's now keeping the numbers in their favor. But high ground taken by Pandemonium. We're watching Nexi, though, along the way, right behind Belov as well as Artsy. Yet again, ready, knows exactly where the lockdown's gonna be positioned. Tesseract, though, confirms the kill. Here comes the shock and the shots.
Oh, they didn't break it.
Oh, they didn't break it, though. You mentioned it, Asurai. Tesseract, does he dare break that doorway? They need to go into one right now just to keep it the cover. And Belov a chance here, but no, he taps and then he dies. 8-4, similar to the first half with the scoreline from the first map.
Switching sides.
Man, that was close. I was almost expecting Beloved there to be able to get a pick or something, but thin margins, executions, still NAOS come out on top. I'm looking at the kills here, Daks. It's not really a lot different. Look at that. 11-12 with Spyco against Nexi. 9-8 with Ventura and Tesseract. It's really not huge, but somehow the rounds is still leading in the favor of NAOS. Now as we're about to start the second half with the pistol round, NAOS has still yet to win a pistol, and this is the perfect time for Pandemonium to finally kill the streak and get some momentum back in their own hands.
I mean, they already have 4 points for Pandemonium. Maybe they could make it 4 on the pistol so far in the series. But the shock darts fly, as Pandemonium are expecting actually NAOS to push towards that B main. Papichulo, the point of contact here versus the multiple members coming in from the Cubby. Paranoia, though, the answer, keeping Kagura and the rest at bay. Espresso also going to be the answer, so now it's trying to build an advantage in terms of the possible firefight. They're still keeping away, though. They don't want to force that contact if ever. It's up to Nexi and Papichulo to try and hold down the line. Nexi already good for 2. Here comes Ventura to answer back, sure. But the damage has been done. Kagura also taking a bit of the chip there. And the Wits still sticking around on the high ground. They're waiting for the plant to go down here. Kagura Okay, Hell still trying to get closer to the side if ever. The flash comes on in, trying to go for a cheeky peek, but punished accordingly by Tesseract. Ja also on the board. It's all up to Spike right now to keep the perfect record in blue play. But the smoke's there. Papichulo already on defuse duty. Tesseract playing the front line too, facing off against Spyco. And now finally they'll get a pistol round to start off the second half with.
Man, that was harsh for Pandemonium. They had to deal with so much utility just stopping them from pushing on that site. And that turret placement from Nexi made it hell for Kagura. He had to be the sacrificial lamb to actually pick away at the turret unless he wanted everybody to take that chip damage. He had to do it himself. And I think that also hurt his chances and to be able to absorb a little bit more damage into the site as they were trying to deal with Nexi. And then, of course, speaking of the man, gets 2 kills and still held enough time that the rest of NAOS was able to just fight the rest of that offense. Kagura jump peeking right now onto A main, as I think it's a fight or flight. Did they force buy into this round?
I think so, because Kagura has a stinger in hand. This is a do or die moment for Pandemonium. If they don't get this, they're going to be broken yet again on the economy. And Papichulo at the ready. So a little bit of a swap up in positions. Papichulo on the low ground this time around. And he's ready to go for more contact. Witz is there covering fire. Papichulo big for 3. Still Ventura having a strong game. Not enough versus Tesseract, no. And that's a big round for NAOS to win 10-4. And what economy does Pandemonium have to work with now?
Not a lot. And they're still going to try to force buy something with Spyco. Okay, so maybe Spyco's... Oh, double force buy. I like the idea.
Yo.
I mean, it's already lost the momentum, so might as well try to do something out of the ordinary. But wait, hold on. They're selling stuff.
Oh, no.
And they're backing out of the force buy.
Dude, I'm a big fan of the double force buy.
Same.
It is very dangerous to do, and Pandemonium have dug themselves into a very deep ditch by this point. You have to rely on the eco frags if ever. Ventura still a big kill there, sure, but it's not enough versus NAOS and their firepower. Belev also. Okay, equalize now on the numbers. It's 3v3. As you still see Artsy also try to clear out utility. So Pandemonium gonna back away for the time being, and now it's just spreading out just to find him.
There is still some A presence for NAOS here with Papichulo, but you're already seeing the group up of Pandemonium all the way at A main. So this is going to be quite the guessing game for NAOS Esports as well as, of course, Pandemonium. But since they're going to be on defensive, there's no utility on that A site. Their buy somehow works. Now, this is where the question becomes big for them. Since Papichulo is still alive, I don't know if they can plant it on Generator and really give themselves some opportunity here. Maybe on Dice, or unless if they do plant there, they have to all stay on the side and just fight the 3 versus 3 with the pistols. So that's what they're going to do. And we're just going to have to see where they place themselves on this post.
I mean, NAOS is willing to go for the retake because Pandemonium haven't picked up any of those guns. They're clearing out mid just to make sure. And the firepower advantage still in favor of NAOS so far. So Dart being primed by the Sova. Okay, Tesseract getting the contact suddenly with a jump shot to get the kill. Spyco will fall. And here comes NAOS now to clear out the angles. Next, he gets the job done, and it's an 11th round here for NAOS.
Okay, so this is the beauty of a force buy into a half buy. That third round, you get yourself so much money from the loss bonus that you're clearly stocked up. So there was an inherent risk of Pandemonium losing the rounds, but in terms of money and utility, it should be looking a whole lot better. And now Belev, he's not going to be nursing the Odin anymore. He's going to be picking up a regular rifle, I think, just to assist them in these fights. The suppressive fire, the suppressing nature of the Odin, not really helping them out as much as I think he acknowledges now. So he's just gonna join the herd. Yeah, just go for the rifles.
I mean, they want to go for a full 5 push on the attack, but truthfully, this might just be the beginning of the end of Pandemonium if they don't get this round. It's a must-win situation. They lose this, their economy gonna be in shambles yet again. The smoke out and about. One-way setup there from NAOS to instill a bit of fear. Kagura getting ready to go for the entry. Wits already establishing contact. Null Command is the play, but Papi Chulo has no fear. Wits still on the high ground, the Raptors position. Such a strong stage for NAOS to work with, and Wits has the spotlight on him. Another falls to the hand of Wits. Everything left now to Artsy. The 3K for Wits, the 1K for Ja, and series point is established for NAOS.
Man, you could see the miscommunication there for Pandemonium. Every shutdown that they got, it was kind of in a curving left on the A main coming into Generator because everybody was just so afraid of the flashes and the peek outs for NAOS when in reality, it should have just been Pandemonium here holding a position there, but because there wasn't any cover, maybe a smoke in their entryway onto A main just to cover from the flashes of Wits or Papi Chulo, there was no way. So everybody was just running to Generator, what it made it easier for NAOS to hold that site, even with Papi Chulo just, again, using a Sheriff in his hand.
Yeah, this has been such a long streak from NAOS, but here comes one last-ditch effort from Pandemonium. They're getting the job done, though, to get the 2. Nexi here by Boathouse. A classic position to play the anchor, and Nexi is the captain of this ship. It's 2v2, though, as Nexi still trying to hold things down. The spike is a bit problematic as it's over the lane. Bella with the Odin. Nexi now in cover, trying to get the clip back, but Papi Chulo, a last surprise. They didn't even see that one coming. 13-4. NAOS on the roll in that second map to win it.
I honestly thought Nexi was going to rip out maybe a lockdown, but he was just buying time for Papi Chulo on that lurk. And you could see how I think every round that we saw from that second half after that force buy, the attention of Pandemonium got narrower and narrower, and they were just focusing on what was in front of them rather than the setup that was supposedly available for NAOS there before that round win for NAOS. Again, I mentioned the fear of the flash. Nobody was reacting to it, rather just trying to hide from it, and they got punished for that. And then again, that one with Nexi where he was just back in cover and no one was marking him, no one was marking Papi Chulo, and they just got the win there. Pandemonium definitely was on their final legs in that round, and you could really see, I think, the inexperience of these long drawn out losing rounds for Pandemonium.
Yeah, and come on, Pandemonium is a very new team to the scene. We've only seen them play once in the open qualifier, actually, and I think they were 4-4 Clash of Nations itself. So big props to them. They impressed us, especially in that first map, especially with their pistol wins. But in the end, experience yet again being such a big factor. And for NAOS Esports, it's just one of those moments where we see why they have Nexi now, why they have Tesseract now, because they're getting the job done in their own ways.
Yeah, absolutely. And it just feels like what we've seen from Nexi in terms of highlights with the previous teams that he's gotten, from Oasis Gaming, from SV Empire, and the other teams that he's played, I think even RRQ, it's the same thing. And whatever team that he's placed on, he just clicks, man. It just works for him. And then you have Tesseract that, again, because there's no true initiator player, you have the entry of Wits when he plays the KO, sure, but the utility support ability of Tesseract is definitely felt here as he joins that NAOS roster.
And if I correct me if I'm wrong, Asurai, this was 4-4 a while ago, and then it became 13-4. A 9-round win streak for NAOS Esports over the course of 2 halves. And of course, you can see the stats saying it all. Nexi, incredible in that game. Multiple kills in each round. You can see he was just such a staying point for NAOS Esports, whether on attack and the defense. Papi Chulo also playing his usual antics around the map, but I gotta give it to Wits as well, because he was that point of contact that wasn't afraid at all. That he'd go for the flash into the peak, he'd set things up well for the likes of Ja and the rest of the crew, and still net kills of his own. It's those kind of moments that, yet again, we see from NAOS. They just eke out so much value with the comp and the players that they have.
And again, the story continues here that these established teams have yet to really get counteracted here by NAOS. Just saying, looking at the teams there, guys, it's not there just yet. That is NAOS versus Pandemonium, not Oasis and DEWA United. That is for the next series that is happening after
We're getting
this
excited.
one. Yeah. It's been decided already? No. I want to cast that.
Yeah, but it's another 2-0 courtesy of invited team, and just goes to show that the teams that did make their way to Ascension, they were there in the first place. They won their local challenger circuit for the year. They impressed many in that regional stage, and they're looking to do the same here in the Clash of Nations yet again. So NAOS moves on right now to face off against the potential winner of our next series, as you mentioned, Oasis versus DEWA United, which will be very interesting. But one last time, PUNDAMONIUM, I'm keeping an eye on them because the way that they're able to play off some of the comps that they run, it's looking very interesting.
Very interesting indeed. So they still have that lower bracket run. We'll have to see that in the upcoming days. Anyways, guys, quick little break again, and we'll be starting on with the next series. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
You love it, you wear it.
Wear your passion. Share your passion. Wherever, whenever. Gaming is a lifestyle. Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
Yeah, motivated, I'm focused. Came a long way from the lowest. Yeah, gotta get it, the mindset, gotta put it in motion. This is the moment, gotta one up my opponent. Back then they ain't noticed me, now they know it's me, I'm the chosen. It's my time, yeah, I put that on Bible. No excuses, gotta get to the final. Take all of my idols and turn them to rivals. It's all or nothing, man, the trophy is vital. Game time, bet I'm coming in clutch. No hang time, man, they can't keep up. The game's on the line, seconds on the time. Who can't fight? It's gotta be us.
Better under pressure, go ahead and let it fall on me. I'm destined for it all, you better call on me. They say what doesn't kill you make you stronger. All that pain, it done made me to a monster. They say what doesn't kill you make you stronger. All that pain, it done made me to a monster.
Yeah, whole lot of times they doubted I wouldn't be who I am without it. Sleepless nights, I counted. It all paid off, it's really astounding. I had to keep the faith to elevate. Hope for better days, they were coming. Now we can celebrate, knowing every day is abundant. Yeah, it's my time, yeah, I put that on Bible. No excuses, gotta get to the final. Take all of my idols and turn them to rivals. It's all or nothing, man, the trophy is vital. Game time, bet I'm coming in clutch. No hang time, man, they can't keep up. The game's on the line, seconds on the time. Who can't fight? It's gotta be us.
Better under pressure, go ahead and let it fall on me. I'm destined for it all, you better call on me. They say what doesn't kill you make you stronger. All that pain, it done made me to a monster. They say what doesn't kill you make you stronger. All that pain, it done made me to a monster. All that pain, it done made me to a monster. All that pain, it done made me to a monster.
Why don't we take a trip, quick flight overseas? Somewhere you ain't never been and slide on something. It's got me wondering. Why don't we take a trip to the 513? Take a shot at the liquor and slide on something. And it's got me wondering. Why don't we quick trip to Miami and back, ayy? Down a party, let me know where it's at, ayy. Drop top off the coupe in the fast lane. Pull up to the club, pull up with, tell them valet. Off the tequila, we mixin' and drink up. Hit up your friends, we all get to link up. Only do sins, we all getting teed up. Back of the bands, we in the seat up. 5 ways on a B&B. Turn it off, leave the phones on a D&D. Good view with the scenery. And we all for the grid. Lost in it, why don't we take a trip, quick flight overseas? Somewhere you ain't never been and slide on something. It's got me one. to the 513. Take a shot at the liquor and slide on something. And it's gotta mean one thing. Why don't we slide on something? Why don't we? It's gotta mean one thing. Why don't we? If I throw it at you, would you quarterback back? One too many, I'ma quarter past that. Got one roll, then you better pass that. Two throwed, I'm teed up, I mean it, that's facts. Why don't we get up out of here? Got your eyes on me, and let them interfere. Put it right on me. Go ahead, shot. Put your tide on me while I ride the wave. I'm wide awake. You know we gotta live in the moment, no time to waste. I know you wanna work to live and live to play. Forget that, live life, take a sip. Why don't we take a trip, quick flight overseas? Somewhere you ain't never been and slide on something. It's got me wondering. Why don't we take a trip to the 513? Take a shot at the liquor and slide on something. And it's got me wondering. Why don't we slide on something? Why don't we? It's got me wondering. Why don't we slide on something? Why don't we? It's got me wondering. Why don't we?
I've been putting in the mileage. I've been paying out of pocket. Yeah, been a while since I lost my shit. Crack a smile 'cause I'm on it. Don't wanna wait for luck to change. As long as I'm ahead of yesterday. I'll crack a smile 'cause I'm on it. Yeah, took a lesson from the losses. Oh, I don't wanna be a product of my caution. Yeah. Oh, the moment isn't waiting for us. It's coming if we're ready. While back, thought I was defeated. Lost track of my sense of being. I turned back just to catch a feeling. The covered up wasn't what I needed. So I look ahead and focus on the mindset. Just to wonder where the time went. In a rut, but I'm on the climb. I know it's time. I'll crack a smile 'cause I'm on it. Yeah, took a lesson from the losses. Oh, I don't wanna be a product of my caution. Yeah, I'll crack a smile 'cause I'm on it. Yeah, manifesting what I wanted. Oh, I don't wanna be a product of my caution. One split morning to write my story. Fate's on me. Told me to walk to turn my way. Just enough to see the world go wrong. Just enough so I don't wait too long. Getting played back and trying. Crack a smile 'cause I'm on it. Yeah, took a lesson from the losses. Oh, I don't wanna be a product. Crack a smile 'cause I'm on it. Yeah, manifesting what I wanted. Oh, I don't wanna be a product of my caution. Yeah.
Yeah. As I punish it, shut it down. Roses are red, violets are blue, and so is the ocean too. You've been in my head, been in my bed, but my heart is far from you. I've been trying to swim to you, but it's deeper. My heart can't reach you deeper. have time for love, but I just can't seem to shake my bad luck off. Shake my bad luck off. Bad luck off. But I shake it off and go deeper. My heart can't reach deeper, but I just can't leave deeper. My heart can't reach deeper, but I just can't leave. You say you done, I say I done, but we still make up in the morning. You say this isn't love, this isn't us.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, from that break, from that series between NAOS and Pandemonium. Nexi, definitely the star of the show. So many clutch rounds that we saw from him on that split map, and especially on Ascent map. But again, of course, here we are setting it up for the next series, which is going to be Oasis versus DEWA United Esports.
Yeah, it was an MVP performance there from Nexi. An incredible work by NAOS to recover from the strong starts of Pandemonium. But you said it, Asurai. We're going to our final series of the day, and it's going to be Oasis versus DEWA United. You can see whoever wins this, they're going to be facing off against NAOS in the day after tomorrow. Whoever loses, they're going to be facing off against Pandemonium tomorrow instead in the lower bracket for a chance to survive. And one thing to take note here, Asurai, is one, the Philippines is the only region that has 2 invited teams to the Clash of Nations. And second, Oasis Gaming is the only non-Ascension team invited to this bracket.
Ooh, interesting facts to say at the least. And speaking of the Oasis gaming roster, here we are. Kelly S, Savvy 8K. I actually don't know who M is. Well,
That's
Oreo
probably,
and
that's probably Marky. Come on.
Oh,
you know
right,
boy.
Marky.
Our boy Marky. And one
Our
thing
boy
to take note of this kind of setup is I feel like something's a little mixed up. It's actually Kelly S who's their main duelist right now. You got Draxi who's the controller role, and Savvy 8K has moved on from the flex role to playing Sentinel instead in previous off-season outings. So that's very much a different configuration from Oasis Gaming that doesn't have a 6-man rotation any longer. But on the other side, here for DEWA United, I'm very intrigued by the roster they're bringing. You got Sal, you got Draghi, Marciano, Etchefleur, as well as Nifty. And I look back at the open qualifiers, Asurai, and they played with their coach actually in Margiela. So I do wonder right now what DEWA United we're going to see today.
Maybe it's just a restructure. Maybe it's the off-season woes or just off-season things where you, again, might not have your full roster, your 100% power available for you, so you got to make do with what you have. I don't know what's happening with that one, but absolutely right. You might not have the players that we were kind of expecting here from DEWA United, in some of their older players, but we'll see what happens. Anyways, yeah, okay, there's the map bands. Sunset, Lotus, out. Split, okay, picked up by Oasis, one of their solid maps.
You don't need to sound so sad when Sunset gets taken away.
Bias. I just want to see the Sunset once, just to see how it works, so we can incorporate it in our games.
So you learn how to play the map.
Exactly. How to play rank, guys. You just watch these matches.
Okay,
yay! We got a breeze.
Oh.
If it goes to game 3.
That's interesting. We haven't seen Breeze in a fortnight, basically. And one thing to take note is you got Split, you got Haven, and those maps are very Oasis favorite, even though DEWA United picked Haven up. Oasis has had a history of dominating on Haven in their years over the Philippine scene. They've only suffered, I believe, 1 loss back in Split 1 versus SR Nakage. But beyond that, it's such a matchstick that DEWA United basically picked up here. If they can't really put the impact on the first map, they might still be in trouble in their own map pick right now.
Is this like the DEWA United that we saw a couple of years ago in terms of the roster, or have they kind of changed up? But they definitely have.
I'm not too sure exactly, because stats from the open qualifier says it's that core that we expect, that you have who is that? You have like Draghi, you used to have HNF, you'd have Pierce and whatnot, but we'll see if we're gonna be getting confirmation to that. Maybe just some different names, just like the last matchup with PUNDAMONIUM. But we're gonna see DEWA United start things off on the defense. Asurai. Oasis, on the other hand, one thing they have with Kelly S now on that main duelist role is they favor the Raze more so than the Jet, because Kelly S is one of those diamonds really from the Philippine scene, especially when he plays that Raze, and Oasis is trying to maximize their pickup with it.
Oh, I gotta be careful with your words, man. Somebody in chat might think that you're saying that Kelly S is a diamond player. No, definitely not. Read between the lines, guys, but you're absolutely right. He's so well known for his Raze. And speaking of Jet, he did replace Georgie, who has left the Oasis roster. I don't think we at least pointed it out in this broadcast. So that is gonna be his role to fill. Big shoes to definitely hold, but Kelly S definitely is that player that can manage to do so. On the other side for DEWA United, it's going to be somewhat of a I'm looking at the picks. Yeah, it's basically the same pick, and except for maybe just the Viper and the extra initiator here for DEWA United. But it did at least look good when PUNDAMONIUM used it, when they had that Breach Raze combo. So DEWA United looking to play on somewhat of similar ground, and that could possibly work for them. So we'll have to see.
It's just a little funny though that you see Oasis picking up Split, and one of their key members that used to play Split so well for them is now on NAOS. And we saw how Nexi performed in that last series. Oasis, something I mentioned a while ago, is they don't have that rotation anymore, where in the whole year of the PH scene, they were trying to figure out who's actually going to play this map, how are they going to maximize their roster. Right now, they're refocusing their roles as well as the players that they have. So I wonder if it's enough. Did they have a strong enough backline to really alleviate that pressure? Can Savvy 8K as well as Draxi fill in the shoes that Nexi has left behind in that backline? And those are the kind of questions that Oasis needs to prove right now, because we said it a while ago. This is the only team that didn't make the Ascension. They were second place in the VCT PH in one of the closest finals all throughout the region, yes, but they still need to show that they belong here in the Clash of Nations.
Yeah, I think still remember that, just seeing the players tear up after getting that loss against NAOS Esports. You're definitely right. There's so much history that has happened in just a span of a few months, to be honest. What was that, like way back August or July? So it's still pretty fresh for them. So they're definitely trying to recuperate. Again, it's a story of the off season. There's so many things that can happen here. Build back your confidence, set up a new team, try to create that momentum for yourselves in preparation for 2024. And of course, you know, just not lose to the opposition, because there's still some pretty insane players newly initiated that we've seen in this tournament already. It hasn't been a win just yet. We haven't had that record of a newer team, but both of these teams are pretty veteran, and we'll see who's just the better of the two.
Yeah, we've seen DEWA United impress in the last qualifier of SCA last year in Clash of Nations 2022. Can they do the same here in 2023? As they're taking the fight to Oasis on the outside of the garage. Draxi, though, the first one to get on the board in the map, in the game, in the series. Nifty. Okay, the peek out finds a corner to work with. Savvy AK out in the open. Draxi, Wild Oreo. Okay, bodies piling up here by the garage at Oasis Gaming. A clear advantage, just stopping the aggression of DEWA United early.
It was just a read from DEWA that, oh, we threw a nade, we got so much utility thrown, they should be low, we shouldn't be taking this damage. Either that, they committed, or it's a mixture of both. Quite difficult to say at the least. Anyways, Zal's been spotted already. Oh, there he is. He's been hella spotted. Tries to cross, not gonna happen. Too many eyes on him, and that's just gonna be it for the pistol.
Yeah, hella spotted and hella dead. Oasis Gaming was clear as soon as they won that garage skirmish that this was their round to take. And Draxi, a good start for him. Usually he's one more of those support players, right, for Oasis Gaming. If he's the one who's getting heated on up, it's a good tiding for Oasis moving forward.
Very different from what we saw from that NAOS play that they've had. Looking into the buys of Oasis here, only Savvy actually just nursing himself a Ghost. Wonder what for? Maybe just to have an extra rifle, or just not really need to get all 5 players with rifles. I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, Oasis Gaming, huge setup on this A site. Gonna have to revert some resources for DEWA United to just hover somewhere. And speaking of hovering, 4 players here already.
Yeah, Trailblazer scouting out what's going on. Oasis still hanging back though, as they try to play away from the aggression of DEWA. And as soon as they get that intel right, the flash comes on in, the toxic screen is still there. Oasis wisely rotating away, and instead they catch out Fleur early on. So they sense the weakness of the DEWA United defense thanks to the numbers, and now they're heading towards B here.
Not really much resistance for DEWA United, as you can already see. A little bit too late to the party. Not spotted there, Draggy. But the nade actually gives away his position, and Savvy on the lurk all the way from B main gets his man. Nifty trying to at least fend off the cross, but it's not working out. Still, though, gives some positioning for Zal, and these pistols getting so much value. They need to hold on, and Nexy somehow manages to get out of harm's way. And here comes the rest. Draxi able to use that suppressive fire to assist his teammate and finally secured that round. Looked a little bit hairy, but they were able to just thread through the needle pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, they got on site with 2 members, right, as soon as they caught out the Astra. And from that point on, they had a way to protect the members from Heaven as soon as they made their way towards the site. Good damage done, though, by DEWA United at the very least. They dent the economy of Oasis slightly as they move into the bonus situation. Guns out now for DEWA, and if they still play aggressive, maybe this is where their arsenal can give them a favor here, Asurai.
They have been using it to react to Oasis, so I do like how they've been using it. Anyways, Oasis not wasting any time. Again, no Cypher traps for DEWA United to stop this onslaught. Even though the Nanoswarm is there, it might not be enough. And Kelly S, a quick 2.
Kelly S just so strong on the entry. Here comes Savvy 8K as well. Him being on the backline right now. Not the most familiar position for him, given his history, especially in the collegiate scene. But this time around, Wild Oreo confirming that potential contact.
Okay.
Fleur gets 1 at least, but that's all DEWA United will get. Oasis now looking to start to run away with things. This is a 3rd round in a row for them.
Oh, definitely. And since Kelly S is on a tangent right now, he's got the ultimate 4-0-1 burst into the site. This is a good way to really solidify the advantage, the ball rolling that, as you mentioned, that they are starting to bring it to the start of this series. Setup for DEWA United, not as solid as I was kind of expecting. They are getting pushed back very much, especially through that Viper wall of Oasis.
Yeah, that was just... They've been trying to want the fight for the past few rounds, and Oasis has answered accordingly. Now, they expect it again, that was going to go for the full send early on. You can see why they're playing a 2-1-2 split. Play the default and wait patiently. But as soon as Oasis regroups, that's when really where the action starts. I'm watching for the DEWA setup, though. You can see that Heaven is completely covered with Killjoy utility. You have the Astra as well. So there's so much stall potential for DEWA if ever. But Oasis has found many ways to cross them anyway.
The thing is, that triple stack of utility for DEWA, that's just going to get broken by like 1 nade. So that's also one thing. But they don't really actually have to go through that. They go the other direction. Draggy, he does have a teammate that's holding ropes right now, but it's a little bit too far to assist this one. And this pinch could actually work in the favor of Oasis if the timing is correct.
Yeah, DEWA just jumping the gun a little too early on again. Marciano is found out. Here comes Nifty with the Stinger providing covering fire, but Wild Oreo, the surprise comes from the high ground. Nifty, value sure to get 2 before his life ends. But as the plant goes down, and the neural theft is online, we're watching how Draxi lies in wait but loses the fight. Zal instead, with a sliver of HP, keeping it alive. The gun being scrounged here by Fleur. And as he moves now towards main, over onto the corridor, Marky trying to find the flash if ever. Savvy 8K scouting, and now he marks his targets. They know a pinch is possible. Dart though, move now, but Marky will swing for it and get that kill. Oasis Gaming finding the timings and finding the angles. 1 member left for DEWA United. And while Marky and Savvy 8K ready to set up crossfire if ever, it's Marky who gets the job done by himself. 4 now here for Oasis.
That got a little bit tricky. Again, that one misstep there for DEWA United. They had somebody marking ropes, but since there was an earlier push by Oasis Gaming on A main, they just had to put bodies on it, especially with them not really having the weaponry to fend them off. Had to just try to fend off one position first, and hopefully. But the pinch was too quick for Oasis, and enough is said. We'll say though, that hold from Nifty with the stinger looked a little bit like it could have changed the tide, but again, it was just not enough.
Yeah, we've seen that for DEWA United throughout this map so far. Draki kept us bay as well, and Nifty is the one who has to deal with the multiple members peeking at him. So Kelly S, he opens up the vents here for Axis on the Oasis side. And yet again, we've seen this from Oasis. It's a pivot point to go to A, to go to B if ever, and that's why they split up just like this on their setup.
Yeah, I think the call is just someone's always holding mid, so we can just keep pinching. If we get a pick, that's already an immediate 4 versus 5. Draxi, though, ooh, he's spinning with his stars. He could be caught, but I need to check the corner.
Back to reality. Oh, but the answer back from the Draggy in response. Showstopper flies. Kelly S gonna be there, and Marciano's trying to play patiently, but he can't hit the shot. Eventually, Warlord gonna be his victim instead. And here comes the aftershock to boot. The patience play from Marciano. Does it find even more value? Yes, it does. It's 2v1 now, as Zal also tips the scales in favor of DEWA United, and a chance to finally get on the board here for DEWA. Savvy though, from the high ground, trying to peek out these angles one by one. He should know one's by pillar though. It's a little bit of noise. Zal now looking to beat things, and the swing is enough to confirm the kill. First point for the map here for DEWA.
Wow. Marciano made all the difference there. He did got that whiff onto Marky, but immediately recuperated by getting the pick onto Kelly S, as well as the other player that was challenging him. I believe that was Wild Oreo. Yeah, he was the Viper. So huge stuff for Marciano, and really huge stuff because that was his first 2 kills in this first map as well.
Yeah, just goes to show recovery so possible here for DEWA United. And if they can actually set up some of these stations, then they might actually catch Oasis Gaming off guard. But the economy still, Oasis has something to work with. Boombot's gonna be there. Kelly S also looking for a way in. But Draggy now tries to lob the pain shells. Kelly S only clears out Nifty, and he's hungry for more pain shells now. The nade is out, keeping DEWA United at bay. And Oasis will take fence as per usual.
And that was not learning from this experience of somebody's gotta hold mid, but not top mid, because it's always cleared so efficiently by Oasis here. They got to figure something out. Either that or they just got to sacrifice one and then maybe hold off. But a 4 versus 5 significantly reduces your chances of winning that round, and especially with the options that you're giving Oasis here, again, on allowing them to get that top mid control. There's so many things that DEWA will have to start checking.
Yeah. So many concerns right now for the defense. And as time ticks by, Oasis Gaming is looking for the right moment to strike. They're trying to see if that was actually going to keep this condition after this first few rounds, sure.
30 seconds left.
But now, with 30 seconds left, it's time for Oasis to go for the execute. Heaven taken cleanly by Wild Oreo, as well as Kelly S. Zal sticking around on the site instead to try and play the anchor. They've able to isolate Kelly S, but Marky with a quick trade in response. It's 4v3. As DEWA United do funnel themselves from the CT side, while Oreo waiting still for anyone to peek his way, and the flash is perfect. The setup into the knockdown. Wild Oreo and Marky, the pillars of Oasis Gaming, and a 3K for Wild Oreo to boot. Well done by Oasis.
Dang. That was smooth. But yeah, again, as I mentioned, that's the problem right now for DEWA, is they gotta have somebody holding mid, but it just can't be the dry peak of, I believe that was Nifty that they keep catching on top mid right there. It not only does it reduces, of course, you know, having a flasher, having an extra player, but it also gives, like I mentioned while that round was playing, Oasis just having so much options to pinch everywhere that they want. And they're still doing it here, Daks. Look at that. But now, at least they put somebody on mail to assist them. That's going to be the breach. Even though this is going to be the weaker weapons, maybe that's the adjustment that could help him out, but we'll have to see.
And Oasis now moving into Garage. The challenge comes in from DEWA United yet again. And as the smoke dissipates, Etrafleur steals the kill away. Marciano also taking a life, as 2 have fallen here for Oasis. And DEWA, they finally get that success from that early peak, especially on a more economical stage. Savvy 8K though. The Seeker doesn't actually go for him in this time around. It's Nifty who falls, but Draggy's shot was even better. 4v2, DEWA surprising Oasis at the seams. And Marky alongside Draxi right now. The beat comes, Draggy gonna be backing on away. Marciano in a familiar corner, but Draggy's just using him as distraction. Marky instead with the trade, but it's all left to him in the 1v3. Try at least to go for the flash. Moves in, but it's so difficult right now. Marciano setting up for a flash of his own. Etchafleur from afar, ready with the angle, sees the barrel and sees the kill. A thrifty win for DEWA here.
There's something about the Stinger right now that just really catches Oasis off guard. Maybe it's just the yeah, and aside from that, just the catch-off play from DEWA United. Absolutely huge on that B main. Really forced the push for Savvy 8K, the lurk from Savvy 8K to actually start coming through on Mail. And that just, again, caught him off guard as well, with Marciano getting the stun. And then, of course, Draggy just picking up the weapon. So all working in the favor of DEWA here on that Thrifty. Loving the stuff. That's going to give them a big needed boost in terms of rounds as well as the weapons.
I mean, it's giving them a chance, sure, but they're still on the back foot while playing on the defense. Oasis, though, back to their usual matters at mid. Taking control of vents, moving forward to provide a pinch angle if ever. Draggy now waiting for anyone to peek out. Nifty also with the Trailblazer. From that point on, Intel is secured and Draggy giving chase. Savvy 8K though, wise to their plans, knows exactly what's going on. The Cyber Cage to actually get on away, but Kelly is actually the victim here. Nifty was keeping an eye on the back line, and Oasis instead, they have to pivot away here as the Wild Oriole also falls.
Enemy down.
Huge defensive posture right now for DEWA United, and it is working so well. The throw on the Rolling Thunder, Ultrafleur is holding that backside like a total baller.
Right there.
Yeah, he's just ready for this one. It's 4v2 now, and Marky out in the open, the wall, the only thing separating Oasis and DEWA United. But here comes Savvy, and down he falls. Marciano able to help out Nifty there at the very end. And DEWA United getting a bit of momentum back here, Asurai. They're getting into the game here.
Getting into the game indeed, and Ultrafleur is starting to feel a lot more concise and solid in his defense. His angle holding is looking a lot snappier. Maybe they're starting to wake up. Maybe DEWA United just, again, cold on the get-go. But whether that's the case or a mixture of something else with that, it has forced Oasis to call this time out. They are starting to lose their nerve after those 2 rounds, so they need to get that breather first. And DEWA United, they can use this to their advantage. It's going to be big into trying to, again, get that equalizer as they are looking at this 3-5.
I mean, we have a bit of time because of the timeout. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, especially if chat can actually notice this, but I do believe that for DEWA United, this is still their usual roster from the open qualifier. Just a bunch of renames we haven't really seen so far. Like, for example, Nifty's actually ANF, Zal I think is Pierce and whatnot, and they're still playing with their coach. So it's pretty interesting that DEWA is running with the coach right now. Has been playing very aggressive on defense, but let's see if they can make it work down the line.
I would love to see DEWA a lot more on the big screen. Just because, you know, they're such a entertaining team to watch.
We've been noticing them since we do a bunch of stuff here in SEA, right? DEWA United is one of the teams, I'd say, kind of middle of the pack in Indonesia, trying to find their way to get even into bigger and brighter stages. But Oasis, on the other hand, don't want to be the runner-ups anymore. They're running into the B site though. Viper Spit immediately online, but the garage is still a point of pressure that DEWA United is trying to use. Kelly though pushing forward and is able to whittle down Marciano along the way. 3v3. And while the pit is gone because of the demise of Wild Oreo, site is still taken by Oasis. Savvy also making sure marksmanship is prime. 2v2, make it 2v1 as the intel is provided also. Michael was down, locked down the answer here from Zal. He has to play it clutch though, Asurai, keeping an eye out for the backside especially. He now knows Marky's there because of the Trailblazer. Some time and space to work with. They get closer to the site. But Zal, Raptor still High ground. Looking for anyone playing into pillar. Savvy 8K and Marky. Setting up crossfire if ever, and this is such a difficult situation for Zal. Needs to clear out these angles one by one. Looks to peek at Marky. The duel comes on in, and Zal gets it done. Expects now the garage to be held. Savvy 8K ready for him though, and a 3K to keep it cool for Oasis. A 3-round gap even.
That was difficult for Oasis, I would say, as well, because if Marky got caught, the spike was nowhere near Savvy to actually play that post plant. He had to separate for Marky, even though the lockdown was a little bit shallow. It was actually reaching out enough that he couldn't really place himself near Marky. And since he did initially, before the lockdown, play that garage control, maybe to pick up a weapon or just to check B main just in case, it did separate them enough. A chance, but still not gonna happen for Zal. So that's gonna be the 6-3 for Oasis.
Yeah, Oasis racking up the score here. DEWA United, this is a little too ambitious from Etrafleur. No way to get on out. And speaking of in here, it's Kelly's instead, who just makes the entry work. Pain Shells primed and lob. Showstopper at the ready as he takes Heaven away. Smoke is there though. Now knows what's coming his way. Drops down to the floor. Satchel's there to keep him at bay. But Savvy 8K, the lurk from mid, being very effective. And Oasis now trying to value from their usual plays. Here comes Marky as well. A sliver HP to work with. Draggy giving chase, trying to confirm this kill. And that he does. But it's 1v3. And Oasis is on the hunt. The Paint Chills now to keep the opposition away. Draggy will be able to save this rifle for another day. But this round is Oasis to take.
Jeez, Marky was, or rather Kelly S's sliver from that nade. If he continued to push that, would have just been engulfed by the paint shell. In any case, you're absolutely right. Going to be that 7-3 already. And they're getting bullied hard on these positions. There is even that lurk that got counter lurked by Savvy, as you mentioned. I believe that pick on the outside of Ramen, if you could look at the minimap real quick. So you can at least tell that DEWA United is moving around the map. You know, they're not getting stagnant. They're actually trying as hard as they can to get this push against Oasis. But the problem is Oasis just feels like they have that step ahead that catches off DEWA United. And yes, DEWA have gotten those 3 rounds. They even got a thrifty. But after that, it's been nada, kaput.
It feels like that was being proactive, yes, but Oasis are in a position to catch and punish that more often than not.
Yes, I was just agreeing with you.
Yeah,
but yeah.
okay.
Anyways, Oasis, they got this mid control. They got Kelly with the showstopper, so they're probably getting closer just to get that opportunity to do the kumbayas.
Okay. A Trailblazer, though, spots out what's going on this time around. DEWA doesn't dare peek it due to the numbers. And here we have it. Star set up towards Garage. Still Oasis. Keeping it slow and steady on the pace. Mark eventually just peeking in to catch out Draggy. Good start here for Oasis as they go for their usual mid-take. And Vents, a possibility since you have the Cypher lurking towards A. Trailblazer now from the Oasis side. Stun gets a connection. Nifty trying to take advantage of the situation, but he can't get the kill along the way. Kelly, as I said, hounding his opponent, finds him down on the ground. And Oasis again, the clear, looking so clear-cut. The spike now, looking to be planted. A 4v1 situation. And what can Zal do in this kind of setup? He gets the first. There's the second. A bit of a heartbeat here for DEWA United, but the high ground is where Wild Oreo is stationed. Makes a bit of noise though as he dropped down the reload too, but Zal keeping tabs of it. While this happens, Savvy 8K rotating on around. Zal has been looking for these isolated angles again and again, but Wild Oreo was keeping tabs of him the whole time.
Man, yeah.
Last round.
I mean, there was obviously 2 ways that he could go about it. It's either he taps the spike for a little bit of that noise, or he had to go for the proactive check. And while Oreo knew both scenarios, he didn't have to peek at all. All he had to do was wait. And the kill came to him. It's basically as simple as that, as easy as that. But the thought process, you knew that it was just going on his brain. What was the better of the options? In any case, Zal, he's been doing some miracle works here, but not enough to get the rounds really rolling for DEWA.
I mean, you're asking for too much from Zal and those kind of setups. DEWA, they need to equalize these numbers in these rounds just to stand a chance in them. The showstopper though, Prime and Kelly S already clearing out so much of the A side in favor of Oasis. And at the last second, the fuse is lit to find Zal early on. The plant goes down. And while the high ground here for DEWA United is where they're going to be stationed, Oasis still so confident in their screen's hold. Kelly as the front line, Draggy will get the punish. Ramps now where the action's at, while Dory expecting the anti-flash, but instead the swings and the flicks to get the kill. Etra Fleur out in the open, Marky marks his targets, and a 9-3 to end the half with.
Switching sides.
Man, I got a feel for Zal there a little bit. He thought that Kelly S wasn't gonna go hard on screens with that showstopper, or maybe he just didn't count the duration of the ultimate enough. Whatever the cause may be, he just got insta-gibbed by that showstopper. And again, the opportunity to maybe get that 5 vs 5 retake immediately went down, and then DEWA United forced to just brute force their way on these positions, and Oasis clearing them up is, again, textbook Oasis, just playing their game and not really caring much about the utility of your opponents. Perfect stuff for Oasis there.
I mean, have you seen in these rounds how much space Kelly S and Marky have to work with because of how they go for the clears? And now on the defense, they have to try and hold here towards A. Wild Warrior, though, snake bites there. Keep their opponents here by ramps. We saw the flash a while ago from Marky 2 to dissuade DEWA United and their push. The pain shells, though, this is a problem for DEWA United as Oasis are so ready for them. The spike also out to the open. Kelly S backing on away after a stellar kill there from Marciano. But it's 4v3 for now. The ramps, perhaps, or rather, the vents here into the ropes. Nifty. Giving chase, they want to transit towards B if ever, making a lot of noise along the way. And Kelly S, he has different plans. He's holding towards mid, and DEWA United, they're double backing for the time being here.
And all angles of rotation that is on the side of the map of Oasis is being spotted by Oasis. Any case, oh, Draxi, oh, he hears it. They push, and they don't know he's there. But he can't get anything.
Oh! Those are 2 free kills for him. Unfortunately, it's just damage done. A chance now here for DEWA United. Savvy 8K looking to do the job that needs to be done. And seems like for Oasis, everyone gets on the board to win their pistol.
Smoke as well, giving them some ample coverage. So the remaining forces of DEWA that was desperately trying to push that A site just gets forced back into checking a smoke, and well, again, pressure point from the time as well, just not gonna work out.
It just goes to show Oasis Gaming, whether on the attack or the defense, you've given them the space, they will work with it. And 2 things I noticed there, that they just kept DEWA United completely stalled. Once they're by main, the other by ramps, and as soon as the pain shells were lobbed, you could see how lopsided the fight could be. Oasis are masters of getting the advantage in those kind of setups.
100% agree. Combo on top mid forces back Wild Oreo's positioning. Oh, okay. Bit of a trade there. Just saying hi, hello from both of the Astra players. Still, immediate push in by Kelly S just to make sure nobody is going to be holding that mid from the attacking DEWA.
Yeah, and Wild Oreo going to be stacking alongside Kelly S here. A lot of firepower for Oasis, watching out for that mid push if ever. But it's a 2-2-1 split. Raj, intel's taken, and Wild Oreo, speaking of taking, finds the life of Marciano. Trailblazer also spots out the trio. So now Oasis have the lay of the land. They know the spike is nearby B, and that's why they're stacking towards it.
Even a prepared nade here from Kelly S as a soon maybe have spotted Kelly S there. They just don't want the hassle of pushing out in such a tight corner and just getting bombarded by the pain shell, especially now that Zal was lurking on A. No one pushed up here. It's the perfect time for him to just keep holding, but the setup is so clean from Savvy that any chance, any hope of pushing A side is gone.
That man's put in the work to play the Sentinel. Oh my god, Kelly S!
Got disrespected.
Oh man, dude. That's a classic TF2 stair stab if I ever saw one. But in the end, Oasis still takes a round, but Kelly S's ego has to be hurting after that one.
Ooh.
Oh.
Went above, literally above him. Kelly, that 9th death of yours.
No.
Never forgetty.
This
Kelly
is where
got stabby.
this is basically Oasis may win this map if they keep this up. But who
But
has won the
Dewa has
mental
won our
game?
hearts.
Dewa has won our hearts. Nifty
Oh,
has won the
man.
mental game. He has that over Kelly the whole time this
Yeah.
series. You gotta knife him back, man, just to get back that mental.
All right, gotta get our composure back here because now this is a gun round for Dewa
Yeah, you're
United.
right.
Very big round for them because if they lose this, and this is Oasis's bonus, that's gonna put obviously Oasis on that 12 round already. Dog to clear out position here. Draggy's been spotted already here, but again, that's not really the biggest concern. They have to clear the tripwires of Savvy unless they want to get tumbled once again.
Oh.
Draggy got bought back.
No way to get through the labyrinth made by Savvy 8K. And now the advantage here for Oasis. The stations are set and Wild Oreo is raring to go. Everything left to Zal. Now it's 4v1. Make that 4v none as match point is here for Oasis.
Man, that's gotta hurt for Draggy there. Literally circumvented the tripwire with his satchel and then just stepped back and got caught by it. And I think that made him flinch enough that he got tapped in the head with that Sheriff. Just, again, the little details, man. It really does matter when you're trying to force something that you don't really look as confident in as. And it really does show.
Yeah, and Dewa United, they haven't looked that comfortable in this game overall. Oasis, on the other hand, seems like they're the architects of this map from what we've seen. The way they've been taking mid on the first half, the way that Savvy 8K plays towards A here in the second. Everything is just built by Oasis Gaming. It's a chance for them to end the map on a high note. Waiting here by mid, Wild Oreo playing with the smokes yet again. As Oasis, they're waiting now for any kind of push. Draggy, Nifty, this is dangerous. They don't even have the best firepower to boot. And a snake bite gets the confirmation. Oasis with a first kill on the board. The flash is there too. And Draxi marks Enterfleur. Okay, they're correcting the shots. Gets the spray into the kill. You can see for Oasis, it's just a roll call to get these takedowns. Showstopper flies high. Marciano brings Kelly S with the afterlife with the aftershock sure. And Zal, it's a 1v3. Here comes Marky. And down goes Dewa United. Oasis with a 13-3 to start off the series.
Big maneuvers here by Oasis. Again, we knew that Oasis had a huge advantage, not really huge, coming into this first map, but to what extent, especially with the introduction of Kelly S over Georgie, looks pretty promising up against Dewa United. And again, the results cannot lie. 13-3, a very big jump here for Oasis. Dewa United, they had some opportunities there, but again, as you mentioned, there was just that big barrier that Oasis put in between them that they couldn't really bridge that gap. And again, we just saw Dewa really struggle in that first map.
I mean, it was such a convincing win from Oasis Gaming. They were able to handle any sudden plays courtesy of Dewa United. One of the biggest problems for Oasis was a Stinger of all things in 2 rounds. But beyond that, you could see that they played their defaults well. You could see that they navigate around the map with, I'd say, purpose. Because especially how they go for that mid-take, it's such a strong pivot point when they play that initial split just to find a way to find a split into the split map, dude. I said the word split so many times in that sentence. But it makes sense, right? Because Oasis loves to play multiple angles as much as possible, and we saw how effective it was on both sides of that map.
Yeah, and speaking of multiple angles, next map is going to be Haven. So another map that has, well, basically any map has multiple angles, but you know what I mean? There's a lot of things that you have to account here for, and Dewa, at least with how they've been playing, it's a lot more straightforward. If they don't make any coverage, any leeway on one position, they're going to have to go back, and they're going to have to deal with the setups that's right there from Oasis here. There's the lurk from Savvy. There's so many layers that they have to kind of peel away before they can really get that round win against Oasis. And I guess the only thing that I'm looking at here for Haven that could actually work in the favor of DEWA is that default plays on Haven is really strong. And if DEWA can hone in on that, that could actually help them out here, especially when Draghi at least still looks fearless, even though he was struggling in the kills. And now, of course, quick look at the match result.
Yeah, and you can see already, you mentioned Asurai, only 5 kills for Draghi, but there's so many times that he was just trying to make that space for DEWA United. Unfortunately for him, Oasis usually marks that kind of angle that he's taking, or they're the ones aggressing on their own with the likes of Kellyas, with the likes of Marky, with the likes of Wild Oreo, and overall, Marky was somewhat of a sleeper hit for Oasis Gaming. We remember that one round where he had such a strong flash to help out Wild Oreo towards a heaven, and Wild Oreo got 2, even 3 kills from it just because of Marky's efforts. Those are the kind of plays we love to see from Oasis, that when they have this chemistry, when everything really works in tandem, it's a team that you have to watch out for.
Absolutely. The only player that I see right now from DEWA that has a bit of bite to him has got to be Zal. I mean, yeah, he's 10 kills, but the way that he got those 10 kills, if you saw, was just being able to outmaneuver, outgun the players of Oasis here. Anyways, guys, again, you know the deal. We're gonna go on a quick break. When we come back, it's going to be map number 2, Haven, here between Oasis Gaming and DEWA United. So again, don't go anywhere.
You love it, you wear it.
Wear your passion. Share your passion. Wherever, whenever. Gaming is a lifestyle. Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
Second's just the first to lose. Working in the gym, taking shots, I'm trying to perfect my moves. Early bird gets the worm, I don't got time to snooze. I'm not in the frat, but every year I still pay my dues. Do it for mama dudes. Wanna get a house with a pool and an amazing view, so she could watch her son do what he wanna do. Cause lately I've been ballin' like an alley-oop.
We ain't in the same league, not even the same game. Going all in, I'm just trying to maintain. I don't want me to win, I can see it on your face. I can see it on your face. We ain't in the same league, not even the same game. Going all in, I'm just trying to maintain. I don't want me to win, I can see it on your face. I can see it on your face. I can see it on your face. Oh yeah, came up on a tech, got a lot of friends now. It's funny how they switching up. Came up on a tech, all of a sudden they been down. It's funny how they switching up. You already know, yeah, just how it goes. When you get some money, they gon' always want you close. You already know, yeah, just how it goes. They gon' wanna act like they was with you when you broke.
telling me you good forever. Hey, came up on a check, got a lot of friends now. It's funny how they switching up. Came up on a check, all of a sudden they been down. It's funny how they switching up. You already know, yeah, just how it goes. When you get some money, they gon' always want you close. You already know, yeah, just how it goes. They gon' wanna act like they was with you when you broke. Came through, I pulled up in something new. Now they won't tell me they coming soon. It's been like 10 years of silence. How you gon' tell me you riding? I remember working nights with my homie on my side. We was praying, hoping things get better. I've been steady on the grind, now it's money on the line. Calling, telling me you good forever. Hey, came up on a check, got a lot of friends now. It's funny how they switching up. Came up on a check, all of a sudden they been down. It's funny how they switching up. You already know, yeah, just how it goes. When you get some money, they gon' always want you close. You already know, yeah, just how it goes. They gon' wanna act like they was with you when you broke.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back from that quick break to continue this series between Oasis Gaming and DEWA United here at Clash of Nations C Closed Qualifiers. Once again, my name is Asurai. With me now is Daks, and we saw a really solid start for Oasis on that split map.
Yeah, Oasis just dominating on their map pick. We'd see how they find the answers multiple times. Kelly S providing us a show, especially how he got so many clears. But unfortunately for him, let's not forget Asurai. He's the one who got knifed there in that one round. So he's going to be taking that to heart. And we're going to be moving on into Haven for our second map. And while this is DEWA United's map pick, history has shown for Oasis Gaming, this is basically their best map.
Oh yeah, so unless Oasis really makes a big mistake here, and it has happened in the past, this should be a good start for them. But like I said before we went on that break, again, speaking about DEWA, Haven, one of those maps where defaults are incredibly strong, especially if they're going to be attacking, starting on the attacking side, which they are, if you can look at the screen. So there is that possibility. And again, Haven does allow DEWA to be able to do that, but it's a tipping of the scales, like you mentioned, like we are mentioning.
I'm kind of worried for DEWA United, truthfully, because they have run multiple compositions on it for this year. I remember back in the Indonesian scene that they played a bit of that Viper Omen. They've also tried playing it with the Breach Astra. They tried to play it with the Viper Hyper, and it hasn't really stuck the way that they would like, with a bunch of losses, especially in the VCT circuit versus ARF team from a few months back. So they have to have something prepared versus Oasis Gaming, because especially if you're a fan from the Philippine scene, Oasis Gaming are the kings of Haven on their local stage, to the point that NAOS kept banning it against them and in the run towards VCT. And when NAOS was forced to play it against Oasis back in the grand finals, since Oasis had that double ban advantage, you already knew how it was gonna go. So speaking of, Oasis is gonna be on the defense, DEWA on the attacking side, and I think I like this a lot more for DEWA United. Go for a double initiator, set things up with Marciano and Nifty, and look to enable Draghi, who has been trying to find ways in versus the Oasis defense.
I have a quick question. When Georgie was still playing on Oasis, has Marky ever brought out his jet? Yeah.
Nah. And that's the thing. That's the thing about Oasis Gaming. Since Kelly S is the Raze duelist now for this roster, Marky can return back to his roots to playing that jet duelist. And from one game in particular from a few years back, they were able to set up that 13-0 versus Alpha Esports Pro, made a shirt about it, and called it a day. So Oasis right now, you're getting a few vintage compositions and picks because of their player pool right now. And DEWA United, they need to have put in the homework to really stand a chance against Oasis here.
Yeah, what is good at least is if they did, watch a couple of the older VODs, very easy to see that Marky has played that jet of his. But I will say, at least to the credit of DEWA here, Marky, I feel like, has somewhat stagnated with how he has been playing on that duelist. I don't know what's been happening in the chamber, in the hyperbolic time chamber, if he's come back to form with his former duelist main, or if not. But if it's going to be the former, or rather the latter, then DEWA United has an opening that they can try to exploit.
Well, on the other hand, the last time he played the Jet in a different off-season tournament, he was top fracking alongside the rest of his, or rather, over Kelly S, who was also playing Duelist. They played double Duelist on the Sunset map. So you gotta ask that question, is Marky stagnated, or is it because he just flexed on over for all the new additions they had in the Oasis history? We'll find out, as Marky can't hit the shots, trying to prove Asurai right rather than wrong. Wild Oreo gonna be alongside him, and DEWA looking to hit A site here.
Slow down a little bit because they did see that contact. And even though the dash was used, they had to be very much aware of the Sheriff that could just, again, tap, tap, tap very easily against players that don't have the shields and whatnot. Even with the shields, you know, headshots just go down to that Sheriff. Any case, they are pretty much hunkered down on the short. You can see DEWA United still somewhat hesitant, looking for a little bit of that stimuli for Oasis here on where they might peek out on the positioning. And look at the timing there for Savvy. Zal just looking at the opposite direction, falling down to him.
And here's another one. Oasis already tucking themselves away into those corners. The breach stun a little too late to the party. And Wild Oreo instead, as well as Marky, working in tandem to hold down short. Oasis takes a pistol again.
Ouch. I feel for Zal there, though. It feels like he's just the player that lurks and tries to open things by himself. That's the thing that he also tried to do when he was still on that previous map as well, right? Everything else, they just kind of 4-1 split and then hope that maybe they can find a pick. And it hasn't worked then, and it hasn't worked on that pistol.
And I believe with that win, that's 3 for 3 for Oasis already. They've set themselves up for success early on for momentum. Marky still holding on to the Sheriff, though. And he wants to provide that contact at the start. Draxi playing the high ground right now. Bulldog in hand. Draxi netting those kills. Marky there to provide a helping hand along the way. And as Etrafleur tries to peek the same angle. Down on the spikes there. Judge in hand. A single shot. Oh, that has to hurt Zal. I feel for him.
Not even a jiggle. Oh, Savvy.
Okay.
If he gets this, he won't be able to get that. But it was close. He did the twirl, 360 and everything.
And they save all the guns. Because Marky only had a Sheriff. Yeah. So they keep the Judge, they keep the Bullocks Inspector. And with all the money saved by Oasis, their bonus is compounded with an Operator buy.
That was a quick Operator buy too, so plenty of money here. But the good thing about the composition for DEWA, and correct me if I'm wrong, I can't remember the interaction. If you hit a stun with the fault line, if you're scoped, it gets unscoped, right? Yeah, so they can hit a shot like that. They can force Mark into a maybe less than stellar position.
Yeah, but then again, this is the Oasis standard, and here comes Marky. Just deal the first blow versus DEWA. They just love to run this Operator as early as possible, especially in the hands of Marky. They love to play the angles that are quite long and quite straight. And here we go, flies through. Marky already with 2. The Owl Drones, though, meet in contact. Marky dashing on away.
Oh, he saw
tries to repeat the angle. But eventually, he'll have to relent. Wild Oreo providing a bit of covering fire, but the damage has been done versus DEWA already. Savvy 8K versus Zal, part 3. Does he dare peek this again? Asurai. I'm so worried for Zal.
He knows.
This is still a Judge.
He can't. He knows that Marky or Savvy's there. He's not gonna risk the biscuit to push somebody with a Judge at point blank range. That is ridiculous.
Yeah.
But I mean, at some point you gotta go for the ridiculous play. So maybe Zal tries to go for that. If they push her on mid and they get into the site,
30 seconds
yeah, you can
left.
already see Kelly S waiting with an aftershock. He still has a fault line. If they push in, the Nanoswarm's going to activate quickly from Savvy 8K. We'll see how this goes.
Yeah, the setup is here for Oasis Gaming. It's all up to them for knocking it down, but Zal instead strafing in to actually kill Kelly S where he stands. A chance made here by DEWA United. A bit of firepower to boot, and Wild Oreo fights back. Marciano is the one called Adino, but here comes Savvy 8K, and the Judge is just so scary in that distance. Oasis instilling fear with 3 rounds in a row now.
Yeah, no one's going to push that garage anymore.
Nah, no.
Yeah. Maybe if it's like all of them, they could overwhelm Savvy here. Again, I think one of the biggest tricks that DEWA have to step up with is just how to utilize this breach. I haven't really seen the fault lines as much. It's just Oasis doing what they want. They see a smoke from Ultrafleur. Sure, we're going to push through that because we're reading you very well. So I don't know how this goes, but there's the fault line. It's going to scan, or it's going to stop Wild Ori a little bit, but the scan's not going to spot him out, but they are aware that he's nearby somewhere on long.
I mean, they expended the stun just to anticipate the initial operator peak. It's Marky, though, all the way on C site, so Kelly, yes, Wild Oreo. Utility for the stall, if ever. Triple stab coming in from A along. DEWA United might stand a chance here if they play their cards right. They're waiting for the smoke setup, though, courtesy of Etraflora. Beautiful smoke into a paranoia. Wild Oreo trying to get his way back to the site. And Kelly S finding contact with Draggy on the board. Here comes Wild Oreo, though, ready with two. Etraflora gets another one, but it's Wild Oreo going wild with the 4K. Zal at least stops the rampage, but Savvy 8K, a single corner to peek from, a small sliver of sights. Enough to get a 4th round. No ace for you.
Oreo. No ace for you. Truly. But the hold there was just absolutely solid from Wild Oreo and Marky. Draggy, he got the 1 pick. I thought that he could maybe get something more from that, but he's been shut down so many times, and that was the first kill that he's had here in the past 4 rounds as well. So really struggling to get that success as the dueling jet here on the offense. I was talking about Daks, that DEWA can, you know, rest a little bit more and play back on the defaults, but they can't. Somehow Oasis have forced them to not be able to play this default, but there you go. Quick little push onto B, and it somehow works out.
Yeah, a bit Savvy AK honestly caught off guard with the speed that DEWA United has decided to play. Zal also lurking here still by spawn, and he's able to get 1 before he's traded by Wild Oreo. So advantage here for DEWA United. Aldron right now looking for a target. Etraflora wins the duel. Here comes the aftershock. Etraflora with another one. Putting a little bit of a sprinkle with that damage. It's DEWA now. Finally, big chance to get on the board here. Marky, the only one still standing. He has an operator in hand. It's so difficult to go for the retake with that, especially when you're all alone. So maybe an exit kill or 2. Try to save it. Never mind. Draggy will find him trying to cross. And DEWA United, they finally get around here.
Quick little burst. Somehow it works. And that's actually pretty big for DEWA United here. They were starting to release the control, relinquish control of this map, and now back into the hands. Ooh. I thought Draggy was actually going to be playing the operator on attack, maybe mix things up, but just keep it simple again. Just have that rifle in your hand. Still, though, of course, with Oasis having so many of these rounds, their pistol, or rather their buy, still going to be pretty solid. Setup exactly the same as it was in the past couple of rounds.
I mean, they want Draggy to still be that point of entry. If anyone can do it, he can. And we've seen from the space for DEWA United that speed from the last round. It's exactly what the game plan is moving forward. The Aldrone, though, is there to scout things out. Kelly S out in the open, wins the duel versus Draggy, but not against Marciano. The second wave comes from DEWA United. The flash connects, and it's a problem for Wild Oreo, but he now gets his vision, and he gets that kill from the shadows. Can't find a way to anchor him down onto the site. Marciano has the spike on hand, decides to go for the Aldrone first. And they're scouting anyone coming in from link, if ever, instead. Zal! That's beautiful work by him. Smooth operations to find the 2. Everything left to Savvy 8K, and Zal gets his revenge versus him. 4-2 right now, Asurai, and that was such a convincing round from DEWA.
Absolutely, especially with Zal just able to punish the pretty loud rotation of the 2 players of Oasis, checking the wrong angle, and Zal, as you mentioned, absolutely making big use of that play. And we were also talking about how he was able to be the one to really be that fire starter for DEWA United here, and able to do it once again. Now, question, Oasis, I didn't actually see if they were able to buy bank once more, but they should be a little bit weaker on the buys, and they're actually pushing through through the smoke. Oh, Marky hits 2. Crazy.
You know, they still have a bit of money to work with, and Marky playing the hero of the round forces now DEWA United to move their way onto the other side of the map, and Savvy 8K who will greet them in kind. The shock dart flies, the suppressing fire is there, and seems like, well, DEWA will get the site. Oasis are willing to play the retake if ever. Lockdown initiated by DEWA early on.
Yeah, just to keep that safe plant first, get the post-plant positions rolling for them. And this is perfect because Etrifleur is still alive. He can... a lot of the positionings with
What?
Swarm grenade.
Zell's got that 6th sense, man. He's kind of crazy with it.
Zell is online and raring to go. What a shot yet again. Oshano looking to go for the hold towards Logs. The garage, though, position from Waldoro, and Etrifleur just gets the backstab going. Zell with another one, and that's all Oasis wrote in that round. DEWA United getting a 3rd here.
Man, Zell's heating up here. And this is perfect. If he can keep getting these kills, keep solidifying rounds for DEWA United, he's in a good spot to finally equalize against Oasis here. 4-4. They got 3 in a row. And yeah, okay, 9 points for you to get your ultimate. But since he's been that frag factory, he can definitely get himself back to lockdown in no time. And again, help out DEWA.
I'm just impressed with Zal's shots so far in the past 2 rounds. Smooth flicks, stellar pixel angles. Let's see if DEWA United can keep up this pace and equalize the numbers.
Ooh, Marky.
Up though again by Marky, as you mentioned. He's creeping up closer and closer. And who's the victim? Marshani could go for the owl drone. Here comes Marky, but that's too many watching him. And Draggy's the one who confirms that kill. Up now picked up. A looking to be a likely target as they split up the forces here for DEWA.
Big risk not paying off. And that's going to be huge right now for DEWA United as they start pushing up, making their way onto the A side. And look at the catch here from Draggy onto Kelly S, leaving Wild Oreo by himself.
Yeah, beautiful pickup on the operator. Now the darkness there, but Draxi, Wild Oreo with a fight back. Sal burning down Draxi with a nano swarm though. And that's Nifty tries to seek out Wild Oreo. He's still there on site. He's still a problem. And Wild Oreo, and he actually go for more. Fight back for the graffiti. Savvy 8K instead takes all the breaths of the opposition away. Oasis recover by the end and take the round.
Man, DEWA United were so close. They almost had it, and then again, that smoke from Draxi really has been utilized by Wild Oreo every single time the push on A comes here from DEWA United. And cherry on top, they were able to save up the operator for Marky. That being said, though, Marky's got to play a lot more cautious because DEWA is now very, very aware of his aggressive forward push shenanigans and could actually give away leeway here. Speaking of defaults for DEWA, there it is on C.
I like this because A has become such a problem for DEWA United. The fact that they can't clear Wild Oreo there, who's still sticking around being a problem, gives a few avenues for Oasis to work with. It's a bit more clear-cut now. The only problem, they have to deal with ultimates from the Oasis side. Lockdowns there. DEWA has the Hunted Fury to answer if ever. Draggy, though, punishing Marky for whiffing the shot. Oasis, they're letting the countdown tick here for the side of DEWA United. Eventually, they're going to let loose the Hunted Fury. And this should be able to confirm the kill onto Etrifleur, who was detained. Nifty also a victim of the line. Here comes the Rolling Thunder to keep the opposition at bay. So it seems like they held the ultimate for a reason. Draxi getting halfway. Kelly S with the punish accordingly. But Sal has the angle. Wild Oreo with a 6th sense to sense what's going on. And Oasis in the scramble. They throw the ultimates in just to get the round.
Not only that, did you see the tap through the smoke by Kelly S? He tagged Zal. And then Wild Oreo just swung out to finish what his teammate started.
Impeccable. Just what a round. Oasis. It felt like that round had so many layers where Oasis, they were expecting maybe a Hunter's Fury for the lockdown, right? Yeah. And then when they realized that DEWA was holding it for the post-plant, they went for the push using their own Hunter's Fury as well as the Rolling Thunder. And then at the very end, just catching out Sal. Smart play from both sides, but Oasis was the one who got the one up there.
Man, that was...
Crazy round.
Close. Crazy round indeed. All going down to the micro decisions just to see who could win. Still 6-3. There it is. Oasis finally getting a couple of rounds in, but this is where DEWA gets a lot more dangerous. That being said, though, Crossfire here on A main could provide either an opportunity for DEWA here. They haven't used their drone just yet. They could actually clear Kelly S right now with that drone, which they are setting up right here. If he just checks Sword, that's going to be something, but broken by Wild Oreo and Kelly S.
Attention was called by Wild Oreo. The scan's there, but he can't confirm the shot. Nifty instead punishing the overcommit of Oasis Gaming. Paranoia into play as well. Marky has to take a step away. But Etrafleur, does he know that someone is waiting on the other side of the smoke? Marky now hits his shot. Here comes Etrafleur and answer back. Nifty also on the board. It now leads to a 1v1. Marky here on one side, Zal on the other. He's gonna look for the walk-in, and that's not what you want to do versus the op. 3 for Marky, and Oasis keeps this lead going.
Man, even though they lost 2 players on A main there, on the way on short and A long, still the push, the ability to play through their own smokes, again, provided by Draxi, huge here for Oasis. Now this provides a very difficult problem for DEWA United. Is the C or A lot better for them? There is a possibility of that B push as well, because they've been defaulting there and had that 1-round success, which they might try out, and you can see that that's what's going in their heads here, especially with the movement they've gone. But the problem is, Oasis are very much prepared for this this time.
Yeah, 2 heads already taken away from DEWA United. Rolling Thunder gonna be called. Nifty also watching the backline, but Kelly S absolutely hit by all the utility in the world. Nifty will find him, but Wild Order responds in guys. Shorty now reloaded front. Draxi instead with the trade, and in the scramble, Oasis will be able to weather the storm DEWA brought there.
Last round
Again,
before the switch.
the push for DEWA, the ideology, it's there. The problem is they always, as you mentioned, in the past 2 rounds, lost 2 players very early on just so that they can even have a chance to set foot onto a site. And this is not good ROI. The return of investment is just too low here for DEWA. But I mean, asking it for themselves, what else can they do? They just have to weather the storm and hope to God that they can pick up something on the site.
And Oasis has been so creative around, especially that A side, with just the timings towards short, the peaks, and call to attention towards long, those kind of plays. The operator has been a menace to DEWA United ever since round number 3. Oasis has always had that in the back pocket. The smokes are out though, and DEWA a last chance to get one final round on their attacking side. The Aldron's there though. Wild Oreo providing that initial contact. Shock Dart also to keep the opposition at bay. And that's just a big stack from DEWA United. Marky, he's ready for this already. And Traggy, don't you dare peek this. The flash comes into play though. And DEWA will retreat for the time being, knowing the op is around.
Marky's fearless. He just, like, he got smoked on heaven. He just straight up just baller
Jumps
walks
down.
on A long. And now, as he pushes up A long, especially with his dash, now he knows it's going to be a straight C. Cubby?
Oh no! It's a disaster here for DEWA United as Draxi takes the lives of 3. Looking for a 4th. Etrafleur instead finally stopping that rampage, but from afar, Savvy AK will finish the job and the half off. 9-3, a familiar scoreline for Oasis to work with.
That, oh man. If the first guy doesn't check it, the second guy has a lower chance success to reacting to it. That's basically it. They saw Cubby. They even paranoid it. There was a chance for Draxi to be a free kill here for DEWA on their rotation from A to the C site. But again, just the ability of Oasis here to provide those individual player plays as well as the punishes is just working so well against DEWA United.
Yeah, just Oasis Gaming, this is their territory, man. Even if DEWA United picked this map, Oasis has made many members, many teams in the Philippine community, and more so banned this against them for good reason, and that was witnessing it firsthand. The pressure all throughout the map with Marky's operator, the way that we've seen Wild Oreo anchor down that A side. Same case for Savvy towards C. It's just a threat from Oasis from every single front. They're just so familiar with the lay of the land here.
You know, lay of the land can actually spell LOL if you don't add the T.
That's a Riot game.
Whoa!
Whoa!
Amazing. LOL of Legends.
Yo, did you used to cast that game?
Moving on.
You asked for it, Asurai, and it's a tech pause
I won't
anyway.
win that one.
Yo,
that's
yo.
true.
I'm gonna say something, and I completely expect it for the day. Okay, so we had a small tech pause a while ago. We had a small tech pause now. What's new, Philippine teams? Much love.
Yes.
It's okay. As a Filipino, we can say that.
Yes, our internet sucks.
Yo,
It is a given. Yeah. As a
anyway.
Filipino, I can say it.
Okay, I do wonder though, how will DEWA go for the recovery? You see the intention again on defense. They always love to play aggressive on the pistol round. They tried to do so towards B, and Oasis just strolled into C instead.
Spike planted.
Truly. Big flanks coming in here for DEWA United, but just a straight up turret that's just going to spot it. Okay, I see the push from Oasis here. They want to get the picks. They just want to manhandle things. They got the numbers, but they could actually be out in the open for easy pickings, but it's not going to happen.
Yeah, the backline's gone, and now it's only the members flanking left here for DEWA United. Oasis quite literally turn around to go for contact, but through the smoke, Draggy able to whittle down Kelly S along the way. Here comes Marky. The frenzy is crucial, and a nice shot from Marciano, but that's all he'll get there, because Oasis have already taken the round. So 4 for 4 in the pistols. Oasis momentum building yet again.
That's got to be the force buy for DEWA United here. Yeah, there it is. They cannot rest on the fact that they're going to be playing like 11-3 and then buying rifles there. They got to make something happen. But Stinger, I mean, yeah, okay, Stinger is pretty crazy good, but at long range, probably not. Seems like Oasis, whether that's going to be the read for them, if their opponent will force buy or not, it's going to be a C execute. It's really strong. You have the utility for it. Might work out. Quick dash in for Mark. He tries to get back into cover so that he doesn't get tagged by that recon guard.
Yeah, it was so dangerous with Marky. Able to play with fire and not get burned. Marky gets 2 already. Paranoid gets connection. But beyond that, Oasis have already cleared out the C-side defenders. DEWA with the fight back. Sure, they went for the force buy. And what will they have at the end? Pretty much nothing. Zal backing on the way. The Aldrone hound him completely. Wildario with the multiple tags and the bag even. Oasis now an 8-round gap and a big economy advantage moving forward.
At this point, if you're DEWA, okay, yeah, they could probably just go for the half buy now because they're secured a gun round here. And they are one of those teams that do get thrifties from time to time. So maybe these sheriffs will get more value.
Yeah, we'll see. Honestly, for DEWA United, they just need to find what sticks to find those picks. And the problem right now for this defense, it's the standard problem on Haven. You have 3 sides, you're so spread out accordingly. And while they do get the right call to stack and triplicate towards C-side, Oasis are ready to repeat what happened in the last round. Marky still just stepping on Draggy. A second one to boot. Here comes the rest of Oasis. And in a blink of an eye, we're done with the round. It's series point for Oasis Gaming.
Marky, slow down, calm down. He basically Goomba stomp or went all Ezio on Draggy here. His arm up above.
Turret out.
All right, I'm losing my references.
Which reference do you want to go? I'm
Okay,
imagining Mario now
thing.
in an Assassin's Creed role because
Okay, here's
of you.
the thing. All right, if you think about
okay.
it, Mario is also an assassin because he jumps on top of people.
Okay.
Right? Same
Okay.
with Ezio Auditore. He also jumps on people to assassinate. I mean, he has the blade and everything. Yeah, okay, you get it. But
Okay,
you know,
okay.
He's
And
got
there wa-
those up high stab moves.
Sorry, the round is starting. So here we go. Marky's moving in, and it's just a repeat of what has worked so far. Now then, the heat has been cooled off. Marciano has actually gotten the refrag in response, but you mentioned it. The bait is set, and now Oasis come to collect towards A.
And that was, again, gravitating the entire attention of DEWA United. Ooh, nifty A little bit late on an aftershock, not going to get that value. Draxi, though, here on Heaven, going to have to clear all of this DEWA players, and this is a great chance for DEWA to start hitting some rounds right now in the 4 versus 2. Valdorio is going to be throwing that recon dart, but it's going to give away his position right now, and Savvy can't really help him from short, so it's going to be a 1 versus 4 for the meantime. Well, Savvy's going to be coming through on A-Long, but he's got the angle, he's got positions, and he's got a little bit more utility for that post.
Yeah, 2v1 now. Savvy 8K trying to buy time. Zal, low HP, and this can be doable for Savvy, but the swing is even better from Zal. The timing actually makes it, but you mentioned it. Time is going to be on a knife's edge, and DEWA survive at the brink of elimination from the upper brackets. A second to spare there, Asurai.
Sub 1 second defuse. That was close for DEWA United here. They were able to catch Oasis that... Okay, that was... Yeah, jumping is kind of weird, but yeah. Anyways, good catch for DEWA United there. Huge stuff coming in for them. Now I'm looking quickly into Oasis. They still have so much bank. Marky, since he's gotten so many kills, he's just going to be, again, playing the Blades. This could be a big of a challenge right now for DEWA, especially that they're getting separated once again by Oasis.
I mean, Marky's trying to make himself a beacon in the second half. He's conditioned DEWA to always make sure that they're watching for him to get all the attention, especially from the prior rounds. And while DEWA was able to recover there onto that A site, lurks there. Sal does know, though. Once here by mid, the bounce isn't enough. Sal actually... Oh, so that turret's gonna get broken by the lineup, courtesy Savvy 8K. Well done. Oasis, they're playing it slow this time around.
There's a 3-man stack right now for DEWA United on A side. They are not taking any chances. They're just gonna commit the one big stack on a side and see how it goes. And Draggy gets overwhelmed. Double from Wild Oreo's Hunter's Fury. And this is going horribly wrong for DEWA. 2-5 on this retake. Last round for DEWA United.
And the lurks there too. This is just going from bad to worse for DEWA United. And Etrafleur is the last one standing. Teleports away, waiting for initial contact. Is able to catch out Savvy 8K. At least tries to thin the numbers, but come on, man. Haven is Oasis's paradise, and with a 13-4 win, they secure the series.
Truly a wondrous performance there for Oasis Gaming. And DEWA United, they had some rounds. Zal was doing, again, as much as he could to just bring back those rounds for DEWA United, but Oasis was just so much. Positioning was great there. The individual play was great there. They had set plays. They were able to react so well to the stimuli that was DEWA United. At the end of the day, it just felt like DEWA just had not enough gas in the tank to really outrace Oasis in this match.
And dude, we've seen from Oasis, they went into like, what, Mach 5, Mach 6 so early on, especially in that second half. Marky was just zooming past everyone and anyone as much as possible. He kept the tempo with the operator, sure, but still aggressive with it. Coming into the second half, those C takes were defined by the speed and the space that he took. So if you are one of those Marky Jet non-believers, maybe this is where you're trying to kind of change your opinion, and for reasons why Oasis does keep Kelly S more so on the Raze and Marky on the Jet, and there's your answer.
Truly enough, you did. Again, I was hopeful. He did, again, start as one of those Jet players for Oasis, always on the set plays, and he just got back to form, if not better, in this match up against DEWA United. 17 kills for the man. Wild Oreo, though, of course, standing on top with 21 kills, especially on their defending side, where he was, again, as I mentioned, holding so well around the utility of his teammates and just able to stop DEWA dead in their tracks.
Yeah, big props to Etrafleur and Zal really performing there for DEWA United, but that's exactly the point I want to make. I think Wild Oreo was truly the MVP for Oasis Gaming on that map, despite all the antics of Marky and Savvy along the way. Just because of how he played that A site on the defense, he would know how to navigate away from the smokes, play into graffiti, play into backside just to stay alive. And you saw how that map ended. A Hunter's Fury to retake the land that he called home. 13-3, 13-4, a convincing win. And this makes it that all 4 invited teams are in the upper bracket and all 4 of our open qualifier teams are in the lower bracket instead.
And not just that, most of the matches that we've had have been 13-4s, actually a 13-6, right? So we haven't really seen any of these matches really go down to the wire. And you're absolutely right. We're now looking at all of the teams that will be playing on the lower bracket as well as the upper bracket. Just a quick little recap: Boom Fancy and NAOS Oasis. Ooh, PH versus PH. That's gonna be something.
El Clasico of the Philippine scene right now. And here we go again between NAOS and Oasis, but that's another tale for another day, Asurai, because on the lower bracket, which we'll have tomorrow, it's elimination time. You have Trying Our Best versus Dominatus. You have Pandemonium versus DEWA United, and I do want to see what lessons they've learned over the past 2 days to try and stay alive here in the Clash of Nations.
Well, we'll have to see that on another day, because 2 series down, that means that we are done for day 2 here in our Southeast Asia qualifiers. But the action continue, guys. We're going to be seeing you tomorrow once again, so please, again, stay tuned. Follow the socials already for our Clash of Nations, and it has been truly a treat. And like you mentioned, so many exciting games to definitely look forward to. At least for us, we're probably looking at the Oasis versus NAOS one. So I guess that's about that. Again, these guys are fighting for that 600,000 bot first place prize, and of course the main event happening in Thailand, and of course an opportunity maybe for one of these teams to be able to face Thailand Esports, something to definitely watch out for as well.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see who's going to make it to the end. Only a single slot up for grabs, but what a day it has been. We've seen now our upper bracket lay of the land. We see the lower bracket and how it's set up, and we're going to call it a day. Happy Halloween, guys. We'll see you guys tomorrow for another edition of the C qualifiers for the Clash of Nations.
Ooh.
You love it, you wear it.
Wear your passion. Share your passion. Wherever, whenever. Gaming is a lifestyle. Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
Why don't we take a trip, quick flight overseas? Somewhere you ain't never been and slide on something. It's got me wondering. Why don't we take a trip to the 513? Take a shot at the liquor and slide on something. And it's got me wondering. Why don't we quick trip to Miami and back, ayy? Down a party, let me know where it's at, ayy. Drop top off the coupe in the fast lane. Pull up to the club, pull up with, tell them valet. Off the tequila, we mixin' a drink up. Hit up your friends, we all get to link up. Only do sins, we all getting teed up. Back of the bands, we in a seat up. 5 ways on a B&B. Turn it off, leave the phones on a D&D. Good view with the scenery. And we all for the grid. Lost in it, why don't we take a trip, quick flight overseas? Somewhere you ain't never been and slide on something. It's got me wondering. Why don't we take a trip to the 513? Take a shot at the liquor and slide on something. And it's got me wondering. Why don't we slide on something? Why don't we? It's got me wondering. Why don't we? If I throw it at you, would you quarterback back? One too many, I'ma quarter past that. Got one roll, then you better pass that. 2 throat, I'm teed up, I mean it, that's facts. Why don't we get up out of here? Got your eyes on me, and let them interfere. Put it right on me. Go ahead, shot. Put your tide on me while I ride the wave. I'm wide awake. You know we gotta live in the moment, no time to waste. I know you wanna work to live and live to play. Forget that. Live life, take a sip, sip. Why don't we trip, quick flight overseas. Somewhere you ain't never been in. Slide on something. It's got me wondering, why don't we take a trip to the 513? Take a shot at the liquor and slide on something. And it's got me wondering, why don't we slide on something? Why don't we? It's got me wondering, why don't we slide on something? Why don't we? It's got me wondering, why don't we?
I've been putting in the mileage. I've been paying out of pocket. Yeah, been a while since I lost my shit. I'm cracking smile 'cause I'm on it. So wanna wait for love to change. As long as I'm ahead of yesterday. I'm cracking smile 'cause I'm on it. Yeah, took a lesson from the losses. Oh, I don't wanna be a product of my caution. Yeah. Oh, the moment isn't waiting for us. It's coming if you're ready for it. While back, thought I was defeated. Lost track of my sense of being. I turned back just to catch a feeling.